since I read it from my phone and the wireless charger thing is farther away and in a shitty spot. So
I
I
can
will
just
still
read
be.
chat as it comes up if there's anything important,
Oh, okay.
like usual.
Well, I do appreciate it.
We got back. No. So I wanted to at least address the Japanese financial insider talking about PlayStation.
Oh yeah, there's been a little bit more of that going around too now.
Well, the thing is, I can see some of it being real,
Hmm.
but I feel like some of it's a little bit um
Like exaggerated. Because I feel like one of the reasons these can sound legit is because they take some of the truth and then spin it a bit because people don't have all the information. Because from what I've heard, technically Sony does have some of that debt, but it's already been accounted for in other ways,
um
and they have like a fund for that.
it's possible. Like here's the thing. Um the people being like, I don't want to get into it too much, but
Mhm.
people acting like they're gonna disappear overnight, that's not gonna happen. I guarantee
If that
you.
was the case, there would be so many businesses that just disappear. That's not how those work.
But I have like the thing is that them fudging shipped, like using ship numbers as sold through numbers, is nothing new for Sony.
Yeah, I feel like that's already been, I don't want to say announced, but like it's been out there
Oh,
for people to know.
people just ignore it. That's the
Yeah.
problem. So,
I
oh,
will say though, it is possible that Sony could just still exist and drop the gaming division. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but people who say like Sony will disappear, that's never going to happen. At least not this way. I feel like if something happened, it would just be they're like, all right, we're doing less with Sony Interactive Entertainment, for gaming, and then they'd keep the anime, music, physical merchandise, headphones. Like, there's so much money to be made in other ways. Like, Sony isn't just PlayStation.
I have some comments on that, but again, we'll save it for we're actually into the weeds. I think I'll talk about my
Mhm.
adventures in offline Xboxing because that was something.
In what Xbox?
Offline,
Oh, offline. That's right. When you didn't have internet for a few days, got to have some adventures.
3 days. Yeah,
Like in the old days, that'd be fine, but since so much of social media and every aspect is connected to online, it's
yeah.
such a hindrance. Like if you couldn't talk on Discord, I feel like you would have gone insane. I know I would.
Well, I was
So
fine
lonely.
because I think I had people to actually talk to, but the thing that was annoying was like I think I would have been fine if I had like zero internet and I could just play my games without issue, but there were issues, and
Oh yeah.
I I want to air them because I want them to be addressed because some of them are just weird.
Mhm. And they sounded like they were definitely fixable. It's just
Well, I didn't
they
realize
aren't.
that you needed internet to be able to network transfer between two Xboxes.
Yeah, I think it's because it has to check the license technically, even
But it
though
shouldn't.
it shouldn't have to.
Well, it shouldn't matter. I'll explain why when we get into it in a
Mhm.
bit. But yeah. Oh, I should go back to this page though. I'll go here actually. All right, I'm ready to start. You ready to start?
Sure. All I'm doing this is killing myself for an achievement.
So weird. You heard it first here first, guys. Hello
Suicide's the
and
answer.
welcome. No, don't you ever. Oh, my cam's not
In
working
this
all of a
video
sudden.
game.
Great. Great. I'll fix it live.
This is the funniest bug I've ever seen.
What is this crap? Oh my god, my cam's not working. It's there, but it's not there. Anyway, welcome to the Xbox Portbeggars podcast, where I will be performing without a camera today, and I will grab a screenshot of me in a second to put up in the corner. Uh, Today we have interesting topics. With me being away last week and having no internet, having to deal with the fact that I had no internet and play video games and stuff that was the issue with that.
Don't you miss the old days where you just plug your shit in, push start, and get to play?
Well, I'll get into it in a second, but first, what have you been playing?
So I've been playing some Call of Duty with the homies. I've been playing some Super Mario RPG, the remake, and it's really faithful, and I'm really
Yeah,
surprised.
my friend just beat it because, of course, he did.
I,
And he said that, um, like he finished it, but he's like he's going back for the stuff they added.
yeah, they put some cool new content in.
Yeah, I heard
The
there's new
the reason,
content and new stuff in it. So
yeah, the reason I'm surprised when I say like it's expressive. Sure, Mario Wonder looks expressive, but Miyamoto has talked about how much he doesn't like RPGs, and that was one of the reasons people thought the remake would never happen. And I'm just surprised how well it works, and it's not stripped away features like some of the new Paper Marios had been, and they killed Superstar Saga. This actually felt like
did
the
Miyamoto
original
actually have
RPG.
anything to do with it? That is, I
Um,
think that is the better question to ask because
that is true,
Miyamoto hates games with story.
which is insane,
Uh,
but I can understand the
Honestly,
original
I
aspect.
understand because like you have to realize
Gameplay should come first.
he's old school in the fact that he's like gameplay comes first, and I
Yeah,
can appreciate that. I can appreciate that
100%.
100%. So I
I
am
wouldn't
still
say I
trying to get a
hate
picture, guys.
story,
Don't worry about it.
but I can 100% agree gameplay should come first. I think there should be a good balance, but as it's a game, gameplay should always come first, in my opinion. Because no matter how good a story is, if the gameplay sucks, I could just watch a movie with the story and get that. I'm here because I want to play a video game.
Um, let's see. Where's a good one? I'm not disagreeing with you, but I do feel like
Mhm.
there is um a fine line between
Nuance. Yeah.
saying that it's like, well, don't need story is fine, but I honestly feel like I've been playing Little Goody Two Shoes, and that is an interesting combination of so many things that
Yeah.
trying to
I think
put.
story's great when you do it right.
Well, my mom's like, I don't understand the story of this, and I'm like, there's a story going on for sure, but it is not
Yeah.
easy. But
Story is you are a cute anime girl, and then mystery. That's all you know going in.
I'm not gonna get into it. Actually, you know most of it. Grandmother dies, and she's like, I
Isn't it
don't want
supposed to be like Little Red Riding Hood to start, and then it gets mixed up?
no, not really. It's definitely fairy tale esque. But continue with what you're
Hmm.
doing, and we'll get into Little Goody Two Shoes in a second. While I'm still looking for this picture and
No
yakking in the
problem.
microphone.
So, yeah, the Mario RPG had been played. I actually went back to Diablo 4 because I wanted to play more of this season. And I think we have until January, so there's plenty of time for people to play still and start. It's gotten really good. They've made a lot of actual changes to make the gameplay loop more fun. And
But did they fix the shit talent tree?
what do you mean fix it?
It's
Do you
bad.
mean like change it completely?
Yeah, it's bad. Get rid of it.
They've changed some things, like the vampiric powers cover what some of that stuff is now, and the way you get them isn't just like turning it on and off. There's a whole separate tree for that. I think they're trying to make changes to it.
Uh,
Well, no, it's not a tree. I should
look.
uh
Let's be real here for a second.
yeah,
Adding more trees and more things like that does not make the world better, and is not what makes a game fun. Looking at talent
yeah.
trees and trying to adjust them on the fly is not fun. This is my
Well, this
problem
one's
with
not a talent tree.
Diablo.
I said it wrong. It's there's like 15 abilities, and there's a little circle that you can put 5 things in, so you can swap out whatever you want. Like you can still level them up, but it's not a talent tree. It's just you can equip whichever ones, and then they have a cost, and you can get different costs on the armor. There's like a little skull, a little crown, and fangs, and you can equip more of that. Like the armor changes what your packs are,
Do we have a fun
PACP.
adventure mode yet where I can just go from like little things that I want to go from to other things?
Kind
Or
of.
do I still have to be in the crappily bland open world?
Well, they've been adding a bunch of stuff to the open world like that to make it interesting. Like there's a vampire zone thing that moves around every 45 minutes and you can just fast travel to it again. And the hell tides also. So there's always stuff changing and stuff to do. They made the boss timers way faster. It's every 3 hours now instead of every like fucking 7 or 8. Uh, and they've been adding more dungeons and stuff. It's gonna get to where you want it to be. It's just unfortunately
Well,
stupidly
we
taking
have to
longer than it
have
needs
the
to.
we have to have the expansion first where and the I still can't believe they're making an expansion a year out.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably stuff that could have easily been in the game, but was like, oh, well, we can make more money this way. And I'm hoping shit like that's going to change a bit under Xbox because it was such an Activision Blizzard thing lately to just finish a half-assed product and be like, yeah, it's good enough. We'll just add more when we need to. And like, I hate that approach. It's so half-assed. There's a video I wanted to have you show. It was just a quick clip of someone like the PlayStation's releasing. Welcome to the 90s. And there's people in line, and the vibe is so much more calm. People are just relaxed because they're not all on social media and yelling at each other. You got the product in the game, you were set. People were excited to just
Well,
get there.
yeah, it's kind of
It's
interesting because last night I was talking with Kruger about PlayStation, OG PlayStation
Mhm.
in particular, and what the hell? Why am I here? And how stacked the original PlayStation is.
Like the launch, or just in general how much it had.
The games, it has some of the best games of that era.
Yeah, like the generation it was out for,
Yeah,
for
100%. I'm
sure.
sorry, we're trying to load the chat room because it just disappeared on me. But yeah, like it's been this crazy sort of thing where because you're looking at the top 10 selling PlayStation games,
Mhm.
and it's like all bangers. Like even the top
Yeah.
100 is like all bangers. There's a couple like sports games or whatever in there, or
Although
stuff
to
like
be fair,
Gran
at
Turismo
that
was
time,
number one, but it's like
yeah,
other than
there
games that
was
are
more
like,
competition.
well,
Like all the third parties in the world were also trying to be on your thing. Like you could look at Xbox bangers of that time, and I feel like it would have been very similar because, and I realize that was
well,
before that. I'm just saying, like the original
we did
Xbox
look
didn't
at the
have as
original
much
Xbox,
competition.
and the original Xbox had a very interesting mix of games. There wasn't a
Mhm.
top 100 though, but the original Xbox wasn't on the market nearly as long as the PS2.
Yeah,
Which is something in hindsight I don't really remember that much, but it's 100% true. Is what happened. It was on the
yeah,
market for a much shorter time than the PS2. Time's more like back then. Time felt more slow. I don't know if that's just because I was younger, time's perceived
yeah.
differently, or something else. But excuse me. But uh, I understand why people like love the original PlayStation. There are games that definitely didn't age well on it. And
Mhm.
what brought on this whole conversation is that a friend of the pod, um, the shock rifle CEO himself, was complaining about playing Metal Gear Solid 1 on Twitter. I don't
Mhm.
want people to go and harass him because he got a bunch of that. He even deleted the tweets, and he has now since beaten the game.
Mhm. Is that
And
his first time playing it,
yes,
or is okay?
100% his first time
That's
playing it
fair.
all the way through. And he had some interesting comments about it. It's like, how do I play this game? And the thing is that if you skip any of those codec sequences, because they literally will tell you how to play the game, but
Yeah.
it also doesn't hold your hand. And the fact that it's like you have to go and seek the tutorial rather than the tutorial coming to you. And in
You remember when you had
hindsight,
to look at the box to get the codex number?
I don't know how
I
they're
think that
gonna
was
do
in.
that in the like. I don't have the physical yet, but I don't know how they're
Yeah.
gonna do that in it without. Because the thing is with hold on, I have a copy of the Twin Snakes over here though. I'll look at it quick because I think it does the same bit, but it changed it a bit. If anyone
Hmm.
doesn't know, the Twin Snakes is the GameCube version of Metal Gear Solid 1, made by
It's
Silicon
Twin
Knights.
Snakes.
Yes. Where is it? Geist. Oh my god. Well, I say that, but I never organize boxes of games. I'm just packing them up to move. And you're in here. You should be in here. That's a very expensive game to go missing. Hmm. I must have misplaced it somewhere. Is it on the shelf over there? Nope. Eternal Darkness is. I know I have it, but I'm pretty sure it's got the same thing. Like they didn't change that. If you've
And it
never,
wasn't different on like the different regions.
as far as I know,
I
no.
believe it was the same on
I think it was on the back
yeah.
of the box in every region. If people don't know, there's a section of the game where you're supposed to contact someone, and the colonel tells you to look on the back of the box for the codec.
Yeah, which is
And I
hilarious.
apparently
Just
I've heard stories of people who back in the day worked at like a Blockbuster or whatever. Oh, we're getting
people
bad
just
pingers.
come in.
They would call to ask what the number was.
That's funny.
So they wrote it on the
I
back
mean,
of the
I get it.
box.
Yeah, it reminds me of when people like try to cook something and then they throw out the wrapper and then they immediately like go into the trash and they're like, "How long do I cook this? What do I do?"
Hold
Like
on
it
one
just feels like that,
second.
where
I'm
people
having
weren't.
weird network issues here, and I think I know what's causing it, but I have to do private things. So 1 second, everyone who's listening or wishing, because you're still there, right?
What happened?
Yeah, you're still there. The
I'm
stream
here.
is messed up. It's losing
Yeah, that's why I
bin.
stopped talking. I wanted to let you
Yeah,
explain what was happening.
yeah. I'm just checking something quick, but I have to log
Yeah, no
into
worries.
I have to go pretty deep into network settings, which means I have to expose a lot of very sensitive data, which I'm not gonna do on
Yeah.
camera because that would be dumb.
You don't want everyone to know your social security number, your credit card, your
I mean,
all the info.
knowing your unmasked IP address is just as bad. Uh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
You don't want
stop
to
it.
dox yourself?
Yeah, exactly what I thought it was. And then
Wow.
magically it will clean up, and there we are. We're back. Okay. I was like about to switch it back over, and I'm like, nope, not done yet. I'm just
So what had
testing something.
happened?
Uh, something had started doing a backup, an offsite backup.
Hmm.
I just had to time it for later. I changed the. Oops, and there we are. There we go. We're back. All right. I changed the time on it, but apparently it likes to do it whenever it wants. So much to monitor when you're doing these. Ugh.
And it'll only happen when you start streaming, of course.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, so yeah, that was it was just really interesting that like I'd heard stories about people like calling about because that's the thing you don't think about when I guess when you're making the game. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna put the codec number on the back of the box. Be
Yeah,
genius.
and
And
it
this
is
is
pretty
before the
great.
internet too, right? Like the internet
Yeah,
was not readily available at this time. So if you like,
definitely not the way it is now. At least
oh no, not at
people might
all.
not realize.
I don't like. I'm sure there's probably someone said it out there, but if you like, I guess if you stole the game or got it secondhand in a replacement case, you were fucked.
Yeah, because
Because
you
I
couldn't
remember,
just be
I
Google that
actually
shit back then.
remember hearing someone talking about um like playing the game like years later, but like, how the hell was I supposed to know this codec? And like, it was on the back of the box. And I think I said it off the top of my head, and I'm like, that's the thing. It's like, why would I have to go?
Yeah,
Like, why would I have
especially
to
in
go
digital
online to get
copies
it?
now, it's like,
Yeah,
now what do we
I
do?
want to know how it
They
works with
email you a
the.
code.
Yeah, I want to know how it works with the new version. I haven't gotten my copy yet, but I did order one.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like something in the settings tells you, like if they just hid it somewhere
Um,
much
I would
more
assume they have
accessible.
like a copy of the box art and whatever, and you can look at it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that Metal Gear does that games of the time just didn't do.
yeah. The reading a memory card thing, everyone knows that one, but there was a bunch of stuff that
I don't
like
want to
plugging
say it
your
because there's probably
controller
people
in.
who've never played it before, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's true.
how
I
are
don't
you
want to
gonna
spoil it, but they did some cool shit.
how are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I don't know
That
how you
other
do
bit.
that with wireless ones.
Well,
You can't just
actually it was funny. Did you ever play 4?
it's been a while. I
In
don't
4,
remember.
if you try and do that because it's wireless, right?
Hmm.
If you try and do it, you get a call from the colonel and he's like did you try to it's funny. It's very funny because it's like I know this trick. I'm sure other people did too. Like I know what to do. I'm dancing around it because I know it's like a 20-plus-year-old game at this point, but there's gonna be people playing it for the first time. I don't want to spoil it because that's probably one of the
Yeah, plus
funniest
there's a
things.
new way for them to play it.
Hmm. I am super curious how that's gonna work with. Honestly, that was funny though. Like games did not do what Metal Gear did.
Yeah,
It is honestly Metal Gear Solid, I should say. Metal Gear is a completely different game.
yeah,
But there's probably a bunch of people out there who are gonna be like, no, I'm like, it it is a game of its time, but it is also a game that like pioneered all sorts of things that other games would do later. And some stuff
yeah,
that I don't think I've ever seen done again in another game. Outside of something Kojima does himself.
yeah.
So
It's just
I do wonder
it's fascinating to be honest.
how are you supposed to be able to do that? That's gonna be interesting. Okay, moving on. Did you play anything else that was fun?
Besides that, I mean, I played a little bit of Overwatch with the boys.
Overwatch is in a weird state right now.
Yeah, and I played some Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. I'm on floor 480 or something.
Oh my god.
Um, Trying to get for 1,000 of them.
All right. Then I guess I will talk
I
about
recommend
Little
trying it.
Goody Two Shoes.
Little Tooty Good Shoes.
As I like to call it, Little Yuri Two Shoes. Um, if you want an explanation for that, okay, if you're not okay with girl love, everyone, just don't play this game. If you can't
And
handle,
why would you not be okay with it? It's great.
some people are weird and have problems with
I
things.
know.
But if you're a person who just can't handle, um,
If you can't handle sexy lesbians.
I wouldn't even say it's like super sexy. It's like really wholesome so far. All the scenes with the girls have been wholesome.
Oh, I just meant the concept. I didn't mean like
Well,
seeing anything
um,
nude.
there are 3 girls you can try and romance.
Mhm.
Uh, one is the cleric type girl. She's like a nun. One is the strong woman, I guess, of the village. She's super strong, and that's the one I'm doing right now. And
Mhm.
the last one is the fateful encounter one, and she's super cute. The game is oozing with style. Its sprite work is, I would argue, second to none, and probably better than a lot of other games that do this sort of do pixel art,
It's
because
beautiful. It's got that 90s aesthetic.
it's got better than 90s aesthetic. Because with the pixel art in particular, they see if I can find a screenshot of it. But the character actually has, here's a good one. Uh, so she's looking like straight on the camera. If you rotate her, like she's got basically all angles. She is recognized in like everything. She could really spin around, and you see all sides of her. Her hair moves when she runs. Very very detailed sprites to the point where no, I think this game could only exist now. There's no way it could exist
Mhm.
before now. Like maybe the PS3 could pull this off, but with, I'm assuming this game is also on the Switch.
I believe it is. Switch,
It's
Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox.
I want to check quick. I will check quick. But it is something else. It is not. People were like, it's an RPG. Trust me, it's not an RPG.
Why
It's,
did people think it was an RPG?
there's a party system, but like there's no combat
I don't
system.
know if that. Yeah, as I said, I don't know if that fully makes a game an RPG. Although
No, I mean you
RPGs
can
are
have
probably the
party systems
most.
in non-RPGs, but it's not common now anyway. But um,
Yeah,
how do I explain without spoiling anything? I would describe it as an adventure game.
hmm.
You have choices. There's like dialogue choices, and there
Do they affect the
is
story or is it for fun?
uh okay. There are very interesting mechanics in this game. Let's say you have a suspicion meter. I'm gonna assume it's here since it's there. And depending on what you do,
Hmm.
will determine how suspicious people are of you,
Why would they be suspicious?
because they think there's a witch in town. It's supposed to be like a fairy tale. It's Yarmany. It is the
Hmm.
glorious Yarmany. Um, Everyone's got very German names, and all the dates are in German.
German because fairy tales?
It has a very fairy tale aesthetic. Basically it starts off with they're talking about Elise, which is the main character,
Hmm.
and you know, her grandmother who finds her in the woods one day and takes her in, and
Wait, Elise came from the woods?
yes, this is not a spoiler.
Uh,
It's in the first like 10 seconds of the game.
so she might be a witch or a tree person. Just like
Hmm.
completely missing the point. Tree people.
I mean, there's a lot to like about this game, and I don't want to show it because I'm looking at some of these screenshots that they have here, and some of these are kind of spoilery, and you're honestly better off just going in and playing it. Uh,
Mhm.
but it this game oozes charm. Uh,
Should see a doctor about that.
yes, just all over the place, just oozing charm.
Doctor, I can't stop oozing charm.
It I could understand that some people would find the premise and the story a little bit disjointed in the way it is told.
Mhm.
But like the main character has no idea what's going on, and there are people who are like, "Yeah, this is what's going on," and then stuff will happen, bad stuff will happen, and
So the main character's just like you, like they have
oh
no
no, she's kind of a
idea.
bitch. I don't know how I feel about her.
No, no, no.
She
I
she
mean
like
like,
she does things that I'm like, but why would you do that? Why would you
but I
do
mean it's
that?
not like she has any story context. Like when she figures stuff out, you do at the same time. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing off screen happening.
uh, there's a couple things where you can like you as the player can determine some things that have
Hmm.
happened, but the game's kind of broken into a few parts. There's like the exploration section, uh, where
Hmm.
you just like go around town and you help people out and you do stuff. It's very simplistic control wise. You have like a sprint button, a menu button, and a lantern button, plus an interact button. So you can
Hmm.
turn on and off your lantern when it gets dark, or you're in somewhere that's dark. You need a lantern. You can
Maybe I just like the atmosphere and I want mood lighting.
well, it has you need matches to light the lantern, and they are a finite resource. You don't get infinite.
So is this, what would you say the gameplay loop is?
Um, Putting it into one box is impossible because it is not one thing. And I was getting into it in a second. So in the exploration phase, you get phases of a day, kind of like Persona. There's like
Hmm.
there's like dawn, morning, uh, evening, dusk, witching hour.
She got her own hour.
Well, that's what they called it, switching hour.
I know. The
So
witching
usually
hour.
get up in the morning, and then something other story what will happen. You have a food meter.
A food meter?
Yes,
Like
you
a
have to
hunger bar
keep
kind of
yourself
thing?
fed. Yes. There is an achievement for dying
Gotcha.
from starvation, which I did once by accident. So basically, you have like it's like a bread meter underneath your health bar. Yes, there's hit points.
Bread.
So every time you go from one phase of the day to the next, you use up one bread meter. So it's like how many phases of the day you can do without eating, and you can go buy bread for money, but you have to earn money by doing mini games. There's one where you're like in a hen house, and you have to go get yeah. There's three that I found so far. I don't know if there's more. You're in a hen house and you have to get eggs. The chickens like will walk from one side to the other, and they're like this little arcade machine. It's like this all wood arcade machine that like flips open. It's it
That's cute.
it reminded me a lot of like the mini games in like No More Heroes
Mhm.
because you got to work to make money, so you got to go do these part time jobs. Uh, so there's the chicken. I think it's called Chicken Frenzy,
Chicken frenzy.
and then there's
That's
Chop
nice.
Chop Chop where you chop wood. That one's been the easiest. It's got two buttons. There's chop or kick. Basically, you'll someone will put like a log or a chicken or an anvil or something on the thing, and you have to choose between do I chop it or do I kick it. And if you try and chop something you're not supposed to chop or kick a log, um, the nun lady comes and hits you over the head on the side, and it's like
How nice of her.
it's is really cute pixel art
Just a
too.
straight up
It's
bonk.
completely different pixel art actually than these ones. Um, but every time you do a job, it moves to another phase of the day, or you do an action. There's actions that you can do that won't move it to the next phase of the day, and there's ones that
Mhm.
you can that won't. So if you like talk to people to build up information, or talking to people and giving the right answer can reduce your suspicion.
Mhm.
Giving the wrong answer can increase your suspicion.
I skinned a goat with my laser eyes. Oh, suspicious.
Mm,
The town doctor's laser eyes, I mean. Oh, that's better. He's got a PhD.
yeah, I don't think they have
A penis
PhDs
having
because this
degrees.
is like,
But they have arcade machines? A likely story.
well, that's what I mean. That's how they're present. That's how the mini games are presented. I don't think that's actually what
Yeah.
they have.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
and the last mini game is Kiss the Rat. You play with the kids and you like hit this rat toy with a stick. If you don't, it ends up in your face. And I absolutely am terrible at that one because I can't quite get the timing down. You get to pick which way you shoot it depending on which button you press, A or B.
Hmm.
Like they're everyone's in like a triangle, and they'll throw the rat, like they'll hit the rat at each other, and you have to hit it before it hits you. But I haven't quite nailed the timing. I'm assuming there's an achievement to get S rank on each one of them because they do have a ranking system.
So you gotta get real good at kissing the rat.
Yeah, ugh, it's gonna be awful. Well, it's like there's like pass, or there's you win. Like, because people will not be as happy if you don't, or they won't offer you jobs later because they pay you money, and that's how you get your money is doing these odd jobs for
They
people.
trust you and pay you money, but also think you're suspicious?
Mm, it's like a general suspicious. There's a dude who is convinced you're a witch.
But they're not like accusing you of anything. They're just
Oh
like,
no, there's one guy who's straight up accusing you of being a witch, just straight
fuck
up
that
doing
guy.
it.
But you can't kill him because only witches kill people until, normal people kill people.
Uh, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to get too far into craziness, but like, because there's a point where stuff just starts going absolutely batshit crazy, and I'm like, okay. And there was a point where I'm like, I know what this is now, and like it just clicked, and I knew exactly what I was playing, and I was like, I'm in. Um, it's honestly, it is really fucking good. Um, I don't recommend it for people who don't have an open mind and can't handle some weird storytelling.
How long do you think it is? Like, is it a short game? Is it
Um,
a
from my understanding, at the moment, it lasts until the end of the festival, which is a week of in-game time. It's taken me about 7 or 8 hours, and I'm almost all the way through. I want to say Wednesday because it starts on Saturday,
Mhm.
Saturday night, to be specific.
Okay, so it's definitely not like you can just fly through days.
It
It's
has
probably like each
multiple
one has.
endings. I have confirmed because there
Oh.
is like a thing for multiple endings. Since there's three separate characters you can romance, I would assume there's an ending
Mhm.
for each of them.
And are they all women?
Yeah, that's why I called it Little Yuri Two Shoes.
Well, I mean, there could have been some Yuri and some not Yuri. I was just
No, there's
curious.
they're
I
all they're
was
all girls. They're all cute.
curious.
The opening movie is very. It shows you all three of them.
Is there a pure antagonist yet?
A pure antagonist? I don't
Like,
want to quite go straight into it, but there is
mhm.
someone who is antagonist like, at least.
Okay. Well, that's what I meant. Only because like the people accusing you of witches could be seen as minor antagonists, but I wouldn't say that they're probably the antagonist.
Nope. There's a lot going on, and
So you're recommending going in decently blind? You think
yes,
it'll be a better
going blind.
experience that way?
Do not look at anything going in.
All
But
right.
litmus test is if you hated Madoka Magica, do not play this game. If you cannot stand Madoka Magica, don't play this game because it is
So
very
what you're
clear to
telling me
me.
is she's a magical girl.
I never said she was a magical girl.
Well, if she's a witch, she's technically a
I
She's a
never said she was
European
a
magical
witch.
girl. No, I'm just saying if she turns out to be, then she'd be a European magical girl.
All I'm saying is if you don't like Madoka Magica, don't play this game. If you
Which
really
part of
liked
Madoka
Madoka
Magica?
Magica, you need to play this game. That is, I think that is the long and short of it. If you've never heard of Madoka Magica,
Play
but
this game
appreciate
anyway,
really
sucker.
cool artistic styles with incredibly detailed and crazy mixes of media, play this game.
If you like dogs being God,
If you like to watch,
young magical girls get
no,
fucking
no, no, no.
annihilated.
I never said that. No, if you like to watch,
No, I was talking about
if
Madoka.
you like to play Sony first party games, this is not the game for you. And
I
I
don't
don't
know if
mean
we
that as an
talked about a lot
insult.
of games that would fit in that category.
I don't mean that as an insult or anything like that to those kind of games. But if that's the kind of game you're looking for, this is not it.
I
This,
mean, I don't think it's an insult. That's kind of like its own genre. Like if you said a Sony first party, people usually know what kind of game you're talking about,
yeah,
roughly. So I mean, it's just a descriptor.
yeah. But this cute little art style and well polished gameplay hides a very sinister secret. That's all I'm gonna say. But like
I
the
like when
secret's in
games
the
do
wood.
that.
That's the tagline of the game. The secret lies in the woods. It is quite the game. That's all I can say. What else have I been playing this week? I booted up Persona 5 Tactica for like 10 seconds and played like one more level.
You're not having fun? I
No,
like it.
I'm just more enthralled with Little Goody Two Shoes
That's fair.
and other projects at the moment. And then there was last week. I played The Quarry.
Yes, that's on my list. The physical just came.
Yeah, yeah, in 1.0. No patches.
Oh, that's right. I was about to say why. Then I'm like, that's right. You had no internet.
I had no internet. There's no patches. I had to play it straight off the disc. To be fair, most of the game played completely fine, but there was one point. If you played Until Dawn, let me just bring up the quarry.
Who, me or the audience?
Uh,
Because yeah, I
um,
played through. I got a thousand G
well,
or
no,
whatever the fuck it's called,
well, it
platinum.
was platinum on PlayStation, but
That's
the
what I meant.
quarry is. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's very similar in the regard, and honestly, it's one of the better dark horror pictures. What do they call themselves? Dark anthology.
Yeah, Dark Anthology.
Yeah,
You talk about like Man of Medan and stuff like that, right?
yeah. Man of Medan was garbage.
I liked Man of Medan, but it was definitely a weaker entry in that series.
Man of Medan
There
is
was so much
one
rusty
of the
boat.
worst one because of the very end.
Oh, I know what you mean. Because they did that with Little Hope a bit too, but I feel like Little Hope was much better. But it was the
The
whole
Quarry is
aspect of
probably the
like,
best one I played since Until Dawn.
mhm.
So
Did you play the one with Ashley Tisdale?
which one's
The
that
third
one?
one? The
Uh,
one where you fall into the cave in Iraq? That
House of
one was
Ash or
by far
Devil
the
in
best.
Me?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Devil in
Not the
Me?
hotel one. No, the Ash one.
House of Ash? I have not played House of Ash, but
House
after
of Ash is absolutely the best one in so many ways. Like it starts connecting them and
we don't need that. We don't need to connect them. Leave them alone. Let them be separate.
no, but in a way that makes sense. Like you'll see what I mean. Um,
My dude, my dude. These games don't need to make sense. They don't need to connect to each other. They just need to be. They just need to exist. It's more fun if they don't, especially when you start using actors and between the games.
well, the way they
Think I
do it, they
didn't
always
know.
have one like prolific character actor is the protagonist usually, and then a bunch of the same kind of characters. Like you may see the same faces because it's the same actors from the studio playing different characters in each of them, which is why you might recognize them sometimes. And
Oh
I just
yeah,
think it's kind of
100%.
cool.
I recognized a couple characters.
Yeah.
Um, the cast of the Quarry is a very interesting game, but my problems with the Quarry kind of come from playing it in 1.0. I
Yeah.
basically reached 80% of the way through the game, and then it hard crashed, and then after that point, it was like bugs and glitches galore.
Uh,
So to be fair to I can't remember the studio's name at the moment. I had
2K?
no, it's not 2K, the studio. What do they call it?
Oh, well, you
Supermassive
said two, so I
Games.
just thought you were trying to think
Supermassive
of.
Games. The
Yeah.
game was mostly playable off the disc. I did get all the way through, but I got a bad ending because none of the QTEs worked at the end. None of them worked at the end. Zero.
So you bring everyone to the end and they all die in the finale with that kind of thing.
Uh, no, because some people didn't die, but it was really okay. This is not spoilery, but it is something that happened, and it is something. So, there's a mechanic in the game where you like hold your breath.
Hmm.
I think the other games had this too, and but in this one, because there's no like motion sensor or microphone on the controller, you have to like hold a button, and then you
Hmm.
release it when you're good. And I was in one of those sequences, and my character's holding their breath, and the thing that's stalking me, I'm not going to tell you what it is, walks to the other side of the room, and there was another character hiding behind these bunk beds. And I'm like, we're like, what? When did he get there? And we're like, and my mom is looking at me, she's just completely confused. My mom wanted something narrative to watch or play, so we were playing
Does
this
she like
game.
horror stuff?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's good. I hope you guys had fun.
Oh, we had fun. It just sucked near the end. But
Yeah.
it's just like, who the hell's that? But like before
Sadly, my
that,
Alan
there was
Wake
a person
experience
we had
too.
just left somewhere else,
Mhm.
and they're just standing there at the point because there's like a point where you're supposed to basically you like come back to the lodge, and there's a point where you have to go to, and it's like, okay, prepare for the thing to come back,
Mhm.
and at that spot where I'm supposed to go, like there was a light there. This character's just standing there, and I'm like, what the hell's he doing here? Like, why is he here? And then walk over, and I start pushing him around, and I'm like, oh man, these bugs just
My
ruin
favorite is when
immersion.
something like that happens and it enhances the game. Like someone's in a T pose somewhere and it's not supposed to be like that, but they end up being like really scary because they're in a really weird spot and make you jump.
And he was just standing there like idle. He was
Just
looking around
menacingly.
and stuff, but not like a ton, like just like slightly idle. There's also a couple choices in the game that are just stupid,
Mhm.
where basically you're like in a spot and you have no extra information, and it felt really cheap. And I mentioned it to someone else who's played through the game, and they're like, "Yeah, that was really dumb." So yeah, it is what it is. So I just gotta say like it's just how it is. Sorry, just got a bot in chat here. Gotta clean up. But yeah, 1.0. Let's talk about some of my awful issues with. Okay, to be fair to Microsoft,
Mhm.
uh, this is not. I would not call this normal usage, but as the audience may or may not know, I'd picked up my second Series X just before this has happened, and I preloaded some games on the other one. I plugged in my disc for Immortals of Avian. I played a bit of that. Um, short answer. It feels like a shooter game from like the 360 era that you'd pick up in the bargain bin. I don't want to be mean. It's not. It's very graphically impressive, but it.
Just not a good gameplay loop.
I don't think. I think the gameplay loop's fine. It's just. It's not a great story, and it feels
Mhm.
like they were trying to put a lot of emphasis on it. But it's a very pretty game, so I'll give it that. However, that was
Shoot
also
after
1.0 version, but it played okay.
me.
I got through half of the game and then I just kind of stopped because you know. There we go. I got through probably about half the game, maybe less. It was
Hmm.
okay, but that's not regarding to the story. So we're sitting here, no internet, and my brother goes, "Yo, you have Resident Evil 1 on disc form, right? So I can just play it over here." I was like, "Okay." So I moved the game to the internal. Even transferring games between your drives to that internet is funky. I'm assuming there's some sort of like server call that has to go out. Please get rid of shit like this. This is dumb. Because I had to move a game off of one drive to the other. I had to literally restart my Xbox every time I wanted to start one. So I'm like, okay.
That's so dumb.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get to it. You also can't make an account offline.
Wait, really?
Yes. If you set the console to offline, you cannot make an account. You only make guest accounts. So what I did is I put up a tether on my phone and I got him to set up his account with the internet. But it had already um, messed up some things, and I'll get into that just right now. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I put the game on the. So I tried to transfer, network transfer. You cannot network transfer a game that's on a storage expansion card or an external drive from one console to the other. This is just the thing on it. So I'm like, okay, I know this. I'm going to move the thing to an internal and then I'll just transfer it over and it'll be fine. Can't see the other Xbox because there's no internet. Okay. So then I load the month, I move it to the expansion card, and I plug the expansion card into the other Xbox. Plug in the disc, and it installed over the copy that was there.
What?
I'm not kidding, this is what it did. Because I was like, okay, let's try Resident Evil 4. I know it's on there, it's patched, so you should be able to just play it. I guess because it has no save data, or can't confirm the like if I put the disc in my main Series X, which is now on top of the TV. I haven't switched
Hmm.
them back yet, and I'm probably not going to because it's got his account on it, so it'd be dumb to do that.
Yeah.
I'll probably just take the memory card out of the expansion card out of it and swap the games around or whatever. But it's frustrating because he wanted to play a game. It's like I I think you could do it on the 360. You could set up an account offline and then later attach it to a Xbox Live account. You can't do that now for some reason, and like it was out of my control. It's not like I lost
Mhm.
internet on purpose, and he just wanted to play like OG Resident Evil, and to make it work, I literally all I did was I ended up swapping them because it's like then my Xbox is over there. and it's what I got to do. It's just frustrating because I don't understand why a disc-based game requires me to connect to the internet to move it from one console to the other. Because I had all the
Yeah.
patches and stuff, and the mercenary mode, and all that. It also deleted and installed over Resident Evil 2, which is the game he ended up playing. However, fun fact about RE2, the saves work across all versions.
Huh.
Yep. It was crazy because he goes to start up a game. So I was half expecting the like when it backlogged to be like, no, you can't make any new saves because those are old saves. I don't understand these saves, but nope, worked just fine. Resident Evil 2 still looks really good. I'm assuming there's an Xbox One X version on the disc.
Mhm.
It might have not been, but it's hard to tell. It is a 1080p TV, but it looked like it was running good. So it didn't look any worse than the Series X version without ray tracing on. So is what it is. It's just it was so frustrating to deal with stuff like that.
Mhm.
I also had that when I was online. I also enabled it to be the offline console so I could play my digital games. But I still couldn't play Game Pass games because I wanted to finish off or play some more Persona 5 Tactica or finish off Yakuza or Like a Dragon, the man who raced Like a Dragon Gaiden. And I couldn't. It was like, why?
So dumb.
So my brother and I are trying to find two-player games that I have either discs for or are just on there. So
Mm.
I go to the old, the menu, and it's like you can ask it how many players,
Yeah.
and it will tell you how many players the games are for have. And we're like 2 players, okay, and we'll boot up a game, and it's like Tales of Vesperia has, like
Yeah.
okay, and it's like, oh, but I haven't played any of it, so I played like 10 seconds of it, and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna save and then we can go. Well, I say 10 seconds, probably like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Got to the first save point, saved, and then it was like, yep, this isn't gonna work. Um, then I think Blaster Master Zero has, but it's this weird. How do I describe it? So one player controls Sophia, or Jason, I think his name is.
Jason.
Jason.
All
And
I ever think of immediately when I hear that name now.
yeah, has control of Sophia the Third, the tank, and the other player is just a cursor that like moves around the screen, and you can shoot things and make stuff.
Yeah, it's like what Mario Galaxy did. It was like one of you gets to be Mario. The other guy can pick up the star things by wiggling the Wiimote or throw them at things.
Have fun, bitch. It's two
Yeah,
player.
it's like when you hand your little brother the controller that's not plugged in while you play, and you're like, "You're doing it." That's what it feels like some of those games do.
Yeah, basically. Then I put it. Then I whipped out the. I had to install the Cowabunga collection,
Hmm.
the TMNT Cowabunga collection. So, and we played through the Hyperstone Heist, Turtles the arcade game, and the arcade version of Turtles in Time.
Very nice.
Like all good games. It's actually interesting how um similar the Turtles arcade game is to the original arcade game is
Hmm.
to like Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time because they're all like 2-button games. You have like jump, you have kick. That's it. And kick or put, well, and hit. Basically, that's it. And you can like hit the two, do that. It's like I thought this game had more buttons, but no, it doesn't. Um, those are fun. Did you do anything else? Any other weird two-player games? Oh, went to boot up. Because like I said, because I hit local co-op or local, and it's like fighting games come up, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about fighting games. I ended up having to delete Call of Duty because it kept trying to install an update, and it was literally locking up the console. So it's like, yeah,
Huh,
whatever. Give me back my 100 and whatever gigs, you bitch.
that's weird.
Yeah, I guess because I caught it when it was offline and hadn't updated yet or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, because the thing is, if we could have gotten the online, like, could have gotten Game Pass to work, I could have played like a Dragon Gaiden, and there's all those 1 and 2 player like classic Sega games in there.
Yeah. Plus, like darts and pool and all that stuff.
Yeah, we played a bit of Sweet Witches, which is I should bring it up on the screen for people. It's a pretty. I think I picked it up like last year for like $2.
Hmm.
Sweet Witches. It is 12.79 now. But basically, you've control of like a witch, and you can make ladders, and you have to like platform around. And it has some sort of deathmatch mode, which I've never played, but it sounds like it could be fun.
Very nice.
Yeah, if it ever goes on sale and you were looking for a fun local co-op game or local multiplayer game, Sweet Witches is pretty good.
We'll have
The
to keep
one
an eye
thing,
on it.
the one thing that's annoying is like it went on sale for like $2-3 last year, so I'm sure it can get that low again.
Mhm.
99 cents. Bard's Gold, 99 cents. Oh, it's a fun little game. I've never actually like beaten it because this is actually pretty hard, but it is fun. Uh, Sweet Witches, Blaster Master Zero. Not being able to play all the mini games in like a Dragon Gaiden was awful because there's a playable match system. But I think it's time to talk about these weird PlayStation leaks and also the weird. You've seen the PlayStation Portal reviews, right?
Yeah. Have you seen what IGN posted? I showed it earlier. They were like, "Oh, look, it works so well in an airplane," and then it was like in the community notes, so like they're using a satellite for the Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, normal airplanes are not going to be giving you this service. So like weirdly, they were just hyping up the portal again, even though they had to lie about it. I don't get it.
I don't I don't get it at all. I don't think it's a terrible idea for a device.
Yeah, it just
And I
seems
could
like it's not
actually
done
see
yet.
it as an application like a plane or a bus or something. Let me bring up a picture of the portal. Um, just an image of it is good. So honestly, I was talking with someone and they were like, "Yeah, but until it hits like $150 Canadian, they're probably not even gonna consider it." Because the thing
Yeah,
is,
I just don't get who it's for.
it's. I don't think it's a useless device.
Hmm.
I don't think it is a terrible device. I think it is a niche device, and I also wonder about its longevity if it as just a streaming device. It's got
I'm just worried it's gonna go the PSP way, where, even if some people are like, "This is cool," they're just gonna kind of drop it because it's not selling as well as like the consoles or PSP.
I honestly I feel like it's a missed opportunity to like bridge the gap, and I feel
Mhm.
like you could have. It doesn't need to have like a ton of internal storage on it, but you could have had it be like when you're at home, you could play, you could stream your PS5 or whatever games, but you're out in the go about, you can play PS1 games locally.
Mhm.
Would have been, I think, a huge selling point for this thing.
Yeah, definitely been cool. It feels like they didn't fully think about who it would come for when they kind of put it out there. You know what I mean? Like, it possibly works in some niche situations, but I feel like
Uh,
they should have made it fit more into like,
my problem
eh,
is that it's what, 199 US dollars?
yeah, $200 before tax. Could be closer
Okay.
to 230.
Yes, 199 US dollars. Okay.
Yeah.
What does a Steam Deck go for? Like, I know my buddy's like, the 64-bit Steam Deck doesn't do that much. And I'm like, it still do more.
I think it's a similar price.
It's more expensive by a bit. The Steam Deck actually just had some changes happen. So it's got an OLED version
Wasn't the
now.
standard one 200 or 250?
It was like three. Okay, these are Canadian prices. Can I change it to US prices without it? Oh, let's see if I can change it to US prices. But it is, so the 256 is 499 Canadian, which will put it. Well, there are other options apparently.
So I feel like the cheaper base one was like either
So
250 or 299.
439 Canadian gets you a 64 gig LCD model.
Mhm.
Now, the PlayStation Portal would be like 279 Canadian. So it's not one to one, but there's also refurbished ones. Now they're out of stock at 350. Again, if these
People
were in
trying to sell
stock,
like
like
crazy ones.
I just
Yeah.
I can't see spending so much money on a device that's only useful in your house or when you have good internet, and it doesn't have
Yeah.
like even a there's not even a mobile SIM slot or something in it. You'd have to tether it to your phone.
Yeah. And that's gonna drain your phone too.
Mm-hmm. Like honestly, if it had, it would have been more expensive then because those devices are not cheap.
Yeah.
But if it had had one on it, it would have been had one in it. It would have been way better. It still doesn't have Bluetooth, which is dumb, but
Yeah. I don't understand the no Bluetooth. So you can't even use your headphones.
you have to buy their expensive headphones.
Yeah. But you already had to shell this out after buying their expensive console. So
Yeah,
like
so they're showing the earbuds here that are $200.
the earbuds are 200?
I'm 80% sure.
Fuck me, dude. That's
Let me look. Hold on. Let me check before I
yeah.
display Pulse Explore Pulse Explore earbuds accessories. Headsets. Okay, I can't side scroll on these.
Oh yeah, looking at the price, it's 350 American for the cheap one.
For the cheap one, what? Oh, the
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck?
Yeah,
It's still like I spent okay. If I was spending $150 more, right?
yeah,
And you get a device that can play offline. Like you have a device that doesn't need internet to play games.
yeah.
Which again, as we just talked about in previous segments, could be a very useful thing.
Yeah, so much of modern gaming, like PlayStations and Xboxes, you need to be connected to get the license for a lot of the games.
Even if you bought digital games, which is why there's a problem with digital ownership. There we go,
Yeah.
found him. When I say pre-order, what's the price on this? Tell me what the price is.
You can't handle the price.
Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds. Let's go look it up. Copy. What? This has to be fake, right? 450's got to be fake. Hold on. 450 has to be like someone trying to scalp them. Can someone tell what the MSRP of these things is? Because like
What are they called?
Pulse Explore wireless earbuds.
Let's see.
What is MSRP?
Pulse 3D. Pulse 3D wireless headset.
$200 price apparently, US.
Pulse 3D wireless headset is the only thing that's coming up. Which is annoying.
Wait, hold on. If it doesn't charge up, I'm just looking at a review here quick. Here's the thing. I don't.
On the PlayStation site, and it says 100 for the wireless headset that's been out for 3 years. I wouldn't be surprised if the brand new one's already
It says
that
about
much.
$200 price here.
Yeah, it's either 150 or 200 here then.
Well, the thing is that like high quality wireless headphones in general aren't cheap.
Which would be fair, but if this is the only option they're giving you,
Oh, for
like,
the thing? Like that's what I mean. Like
yeah,
it's more than a console to buy the headphones and the portal. Or
yeah,
just as much.
yeah, here they are for the pre-order. They're 199 for the wireless earbuds, and the Pulse Elite wireless headsets 150 if those even work.
I don't know
That's
if they work or not. I would hope they work, but it's fine. Uh
yeah.
let's talk about these weirdly translated leaks about PlayStation because I'm not trying to we're not trying to dunk on PlayStation. I just want to keep in the know here.
Yeah. Well, no, I will dunk on the price. I'm not going to dunk on, stuff
Okay,
that's like opinion based.
wireless
Yeah.
earbuds are always more expensive than you think they should be because one, you have to have miniaturized batteries, you have to have a charging case. There's a lot of features that have to go into it. If you have sound noise canceling, there's more microphones, and you have to get miniature versions of all that to make it work. So I
Yeah.
understand why they're expensive, but I
You
don't
can use this, by
understand.
the way. I
So,
just checked the wireless headset that's 150. Um, that also works on the portal.
okay, that's
And
good.
the only
So
reason I
if you
bring
already
that up is
had one,
because
then you're okay. Does the older
no, this one's I'm not sure about the older one. This one comes out February 21st next year. Um, they're launching a because there's the Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds and the Pulse Elite wireless headset. I
Well,
don't think the old ones work with it.
like with bigger drivers, there's big trade-offs with headphones depending on which ones you get. So
Yeah, the old ones don't work
ultimately, I'm not trying to say which one's better, which one's worse. You got to pick what's right for you.
for sure.
Just know that if you are buying a pair of wireless earbuds and they're like $15 on Amazon or whatever, they're probably not the best quality in the world.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
if you want
not that
something
you
to
need to
go,
pay for overpriced, but the phrase "you get what you pay for" exists for a reason.
yeah. Like I mean, if you just want something that plays music and gets you from point A to point B, and you won't cry if you break or lose them, then yeah, those are fine. But if you want something
Yeah,
that's actually good,
but that's my
then
problem with this price, and that's why I'm dunking on it. You need to have a PS5, so that's $500. You buy the PlayStation Portal, that's another, is it 200 or 250? I think it's
it's
200.
200. That's what I
So you
mean.
put
It's
another
like
200 down, so that's
they're
700. Now
basically as
you
much
need,
as the.
yeah, and now you need these headphones that are 200.
It
And what
has
do
a
you think? Is
headphone
anything
jack at
else?
least. The Portal does, so that's at least a plus. I would have literally lost my shit if it didn't have, which they
Yeah,
implied
which
for
wouldn't
a
surprise
while.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, but
there's
it
a lot of
it does
phones
have.
even now that don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's crazy to me that like since there's no Bluetooth, if you don't have a wired headset, you have to spend 200 on the thing, 200 for the headset, and 500 for the console. You're dropping after tax way over $1,000. That's insane.
yeah. You could have bought literally a ROG Ally or one of the top of the line
You
Steam
could have bought a
decks.
Steam Deck and an ROG Ally combined.
Well, if you RG Allies are like 8.99 here, so they can't be that cheap. But I mean, like you can buy one of these nice new OLED. Uh, yeah, the 512 one's only like it's LCD. Sorry,
Yeah, because
the
after
512
tax,
one's 689. But
yeah,
like even at 499 for a 256 gig, it's the new OLED screens are a massive difference with the new Stream Deck, and honestly, it is an interesting beast that they're doing here. But so it is what it is, and I have to credit Valve for doing, taking the like literally doing something good. But anyway, let's get into these PlayStation rumors, and then the interesting news. Is this the one? No, this is the one. Okay.
there's a couple interesting newses. I have two.
Okay, well,
You
let's
continue.
let's go through these ones
Yeah,
quick. So this is the tweet that started everything is from OKKU BBQ here. Um I just want to look over this translation quick because this guy just threw it through translate and called it a thing here, and I just want to look over it and make sure there's no glaring errors that I can spot
yeah.
quickly with my eyeballs.
With his eyeballs.
Okay. So they're talking here about it's weird the way it's written, but whatever. They're saying the game business is about to go bankrupt. I do not believe this one bit. Um
I think it's a combination of things that
I
caused it.
think there's I
Jim
think there's
Ryan
there's
saying,
grains of truth here, but
yeah,
yeah, the president
like when Jim
has
Ryan was quoted as saying, if Xbox gets Activision and they lose Call of Duty, Sony will never financially recover from that. And I don't know if that was
I don't think
just
it's
them saying
I
like,
don't think it's
well,
that's
that's what I
hundred
mean.
percent
Like,
true.
are they trying to undersell themselves to make it look better at the time for them? Are they hinting at things are going rough and they really need a bone? Like, It depends. And when we say Sony with these, he means the gaming division. He doesn't mean the entire company. Anyone who believes that is a little silly.
Now, it's interesting here they're talking about inventory percentages
Mhm.
and that they're sitting on about 13 million units. Now, there's gonna be a bunch moving in the holidays, so this could be just there was a excessive bloat of
Yeah,
stock.
the warehouses are full for that possibly.
Well, you'd want them to be mostly like empty by this time this year, like because
Yeah, with Black Friday and
well, you
you
want
know,
all that stuff to be out. So if you're sitting on an extra 13 million units, right? That's a lot.
yeah,
Like that's a lot
for
of
sure.
things to
But no, and that's what I meant. Like, I don't know when they found this info out, but if it was before Black Friday, then it's like, okay, they could have had these in warehouses
well,
to get
I
ready
don't
for the
even know if this is
holidays.
13 million units in stock.
Oh, okay.
It's not really specific. The thing is, I
Hmm.
always take this kind of thing with a grain of salt. Financial
For sure.
advisors are um while they are knowledgeable in financial bits, they're not always the most knowledgeable in industry bits. And the thing is, they could be looking at
Yeah.
some information, but not all information. These guys
Yeah.
get
And
paid to
things work
talk.
differently,
Yeah.
than some industries. I remember when there were a lot of analysts saying how the Active Blizz thing would go because they thought they understood the gaming industry because they understood movies and entertainment and that stuff. And it's like, no, it's not the same. A lot of stuff they were calling out, like they didn't fully understand how it works.
Well,
So I'm not saying this guy
I
doesn't
will.
know. I'm just saying it's
I don't
possible.
think he's completely wrong though.
Yeah.
There's like in everything there's hints of truth.
Yep. It all starts somewhere.
I don't think they're gonna finally shut down the business like this is saying. It goes into one
Mhm.
more here. Ace Tybet famous charge for its segments. All the above points out. PS5 sales numbers have been inflated for a long time.
Yeah, we
They've been
did know
leading
that part.
misleading numbers, calling the number of units produced and shipped.
Just like how Square did that with 16 recently.
Now, someone's saying that this has been faked here, people. It's hereby debunked demonetization financial this misinformation had cheers. Now, people are saying that it's fake.
Do they have proof? I'm not saying it's fake or real. I'm just saying at that point it's he said, she said, where it's like, this
More or
happened.
less.
No.
The thing is, and I don't want to sling mud here, but
Hmm.
uh, this is a practice that Sony has done for a while, especially
Yeah.
with their games, their first party games. They will report ship numbers as sold numbers
Yeah.
to the public.
Whether that's cockiness because they think they'll sell it because they're great, or maybe it's just,
Square
to
kind of does the
get,
same thing too, and I can get into that in just a
yeah.
moment. And that was because someone was like, "You're just being a fucking fanboy," when I pointed it out. But um, so Last of Us 2 famously was overshipped and undersold.
Yep. But it
This is
had too
not
much pedigree for them to say that.
well, they have too much pride and whatever just to do whatever.
Yeah.
There was a lot of extra copies of Last of Us 2 that were just sent out into the wild. I have seen pictures of people who've had cases of the game sitting there. Like we're talking insane numbers. Like a case has, I want to say, probably like anywhere from 50 to 80 copies of a game in it. I don't know the exact number, but like even if it was 50 a case, this shop had 7 of them sitting behind their counter, and they're
Jeez.
like, "What am I gonna do with all these? These aren't gonna sell."
Yeah.
So
So that's 350 to 700.
yeah, just sitting there of stock, and you're like, "What the am I gonna do with it?"
Yeah.
Because ultimately, whether you like it or not, there was a lot of controversy around it. The leaks for
hmm
Last of Us 2 didn't help. The like brute forcing, taking down any videos about Last of Us 2 before launch. Like the game getting leaked, awful.
Yeah.
The
Doesn't matter what the game is, doesn't matter,
and they're gonna
whether it's a
blame the
console wars or not.
leaks. Yeah, they were gonna blame the
hmm
leaks or whatever for the game being underperforming, but ultimately it is what it is. What happened happened, and you can't rewrite the past, and you can't make it that people
Plus,
go,
that's not how that works. I mean, God of War got leaked, people still bought that. Call of Duty recently got leaked, and people have been doing nothing but shit talking it, and it's the best selling one in the franchise of the remakes of Modern Warfare's. Um, and that's just hilarious to me. No matter how much people shit talk and they live in their bubble and they think Metacritic is everything, there's so many more people who buy games and play them that
yeah,
just
this is the
don't
vocal
care.
niche.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people fail to understand is this is the vocal niche. Because I've seen people being like, Players' Choice Awards, and it's like, Starfield's like 17th, and I'm like, this is the vocal niche.
Yeah.
This is not the majority of people who buy games.
They're just very loud, so you look over often. But that
What
doesn't mean they are big.
what I'm seeing here is that this report that PlayStation is going to shut its doors and no longer exist is probably false.
Yeah. Or at least doesn't have the full picture or all the information.
But it doesn't take a genius to realize when this happens, PlayStation and South Korean publisher developer NCSoft, Guild Wars Blade and Soul, and its strategic partnership. All I'm saying, all I'm saying here is that you don't make a strategic partnership like this when you're in like the best of best situations, especially for
Yeah.
someone who NCSoft also does mobile games.
hmm And
So
that's what people think Sony's starting to try to curve to
yes,
is the mobile market.
100% they're gonna try and get into the mobile market. And I don't blame them.
Which that's
It's
why the Portal seems weird to me because they could have done something to make it also with, their mobile market. Just, you know, the, especially because they have Genshin locked down, they have the Chinese support studios that they just can't adopt
I'm not
any.
sure if Genshin's locked down on PlayStation or what the hell's going on with Genshin and
Oh yeah, I
MiHoYo.
just mean they have that and Tower of Fantasy. So like they're trying to lock down the big mobile games on their platform. It
The
was supposed to be on Switch, got announced, never came, and unfortunately Xbox got caught with that too. So I just feel like when I say lockdown, I don't mean like it's theirs. I just mean they've had it on their platform for a while. They even had like an alloy character in Genshin you could get for a little bit.
Halo was awful. No wonder.
Oh yeah, but now
That's
it's a
what I heard.
collectible.
I'm not trying to be like she's a terrible character. No one likes her. It's more like
No,
she
she's not a
existed.
hot anime waifu. She doesn't belong in the world. Or
Well,
a
I
hot
mean, they
anime
tried to make her
husbando.
cute, but you can only do so much
Yeah.
without like completely deleting the character identity. And I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I think might sound a little pretentious there, but I don't. What I don't like about Aloy is the fact that she's a kick puppy messiah character.
Yeah, like it's just boring bad writing, in my opinion. And I don't know. She's not an interesting or fun character for me. She's just she's basically a stubborn face of, projecting herself onto her for the story.
Mm,
And she's so stubborn. She shit talks everyone. It's just very unlikable.
I didn't play the second one.
I didn't play the second one. I saw clips. I only played the first one. I was not
The
I
first
was
one
not
wasn't that
enjoying
great.
it
I
enough.
especially hated the end.
Yeah. The the gameplay loop was fun at first, but Breath of the Wild came out at the same time, and I just found myself enjoying that so much more. And at the time, I was thinking like, oh, they're both open world, and I'm running around with a bow, killing stuff and capturing it. Which one am I going to play more of? Zelda. Zelda's the one that just took over my life at that point.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Zelda was a better game. I don't think that's
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even think that's subjective. It might actually be objective.
there's cool ideas in uh Horizon Zero Dawn. I keep getting the
Mhm.
two mixed up, so I always
I
have to
know.
like
I
take a
always mix
second
up
and be like,
Forbidden West.
why didn't you
Yeah.
just call it Horizon 2 Forbidden West? Nope, gotta just Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. My biggest issue with Zero Dawn was they touted it as this game was like, oh, you gotta fight dinosaurs, it's gonna be super dangerous.
Yeah.
And they're just like MMO pets.
That's what I mean. Like I was
And
expecting
all I
Monster
did
Hunter
by the end of the
levels.
game was just like I grabbed my faithful steed and I rode right past, and I ignored all the upgrades and all the other stuff because it got to a point where it was just boring. It was all
Yeah.
boring.
And it made the common mistake of like humans are the real enemy. And it's like, I don't care about the humans and the politics and stuff. I wanted the giant robot dinosaurs. That sounded badass.
No,
That's
we want to do
that's what you
humans
were trying
bad
to sell me
story.
on.
Humans bad story.
Ugh.
Please, every game is humans bad story. Stop it.
That's what I mean. Like the hero's journey is so overdone in a specific way in American culture and similarly in European. That's one of the reasons I think we're drawn to some of the Japanese storytelling, like
Well, they
me
do
and you,
sort of
because
they do such
oh,
different
go on.
stuff in Japan.
Exactly.
Like
Like it's not uh Hollywood especially, whether it's for the movies or commercials or TV shows, they all follow such similar
I
storylines.
wonder why
It's just
people like
it's
anime
repetitive.
so much more than North American stuff.
Exactly.
I wonder.
Like
I wonder. It's really fun to watch a show where the main character is not some super crazy, ultra powerful dude and is some kind of nerd.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
not
just,
on rails. Like I don't know what might come next. I hate when I'm watching a movie and I can guess what comes next just because there's similar things like it.
I
And
mean,
I get it,
sometimes
not
you can guess
everything
what's
can
coming
stand
next in
out.
anime if you've watched enough of it, but there's a bunch of them where it
Oh
just
yeah.
subjects you. It like
And I mean you can
completely.
do that with anything. There
Well,
there's some repetition to be found in everything if you do it enough.
I mean, that's why I think that's why shows like Bochi and Demon Hunter are so bloody popular, and people absolutely
Yeah.
love them. Or Demon Slayer, sorry, Demon Slayer's name of the show is because
What did you say
it. I said
first
Demon
thing?
Hunter. I don't know why,
Oh,
but
I immediately was thinking of Demon Slayer. So when you're like, oh, I meant Demon Slayer, I was like, the fuck was I thinking then?
what did I say? What did he say? What did he do? No, yeah, but um, I honestly think it's one of those things where because they're so different, like we
Yeah.
don't tell stories about people with anxiety, like terrible crippling anxiety here
Well, that's the
in
thing.
a
When
way
we
like
do, it's always like, and everything works out, or and then it wasn't as hard as they thought. Like they try to
I
make it
actually
empowering.
it's kind of funny because Bochi kind of she like pretends that that's the case and then it's not,
Yeah.
and it's like it shows you who actually deals with these problems and who's like a
Exactly.
complete who's like talking out their ass, and that's my problem with a lot of North American stuff is it feels like
Yeah.
the writers write something, and I'm not trying to put this on the writers, okay? I'm getting there.
Hmm.
And then producers are like, people aren't gonna want this.
Exactly. They're like, we have to tweak this to make this better for the audience.
Yeah,
And it's always frustrating because, like if they do something with anxiety and they show that it's hard, I'm like, oh, maybe they get it. And then they explain it in like weird ways that don't apply, and then they mess up how it sounds. And I'm like, well, this is frustrating because as
it
someone
got
that deals with this,
yeah.
now people who just watch this assume this is like how my struggle works. And it's like, no, it's not. And it's not as easy or sometimes not even as hard as they're
It's
making
like
it out to be.
I really want people who are telling me that this is the thing. I want people who tell me that Sony storytelling is like the best in the world to go watch a movie like The Silent Voice
Yeah.
and then come back to me. Come back to me
Story.
after you've watched that movie and
Yeah.
like I it's I know a lot of American audiences hate it when the movie just kind of ends. Like
Yeah.
and it's like ambiguous what comes next. But it's kind of annoyed me for a while because I'm so used to movies that have like it's a happy ending. I kind of
Yeah.
like the ambiguous ending. Like Kimi no Nama, Your Name. Sorry, I always do the Japanese title because it comes in my head first. Your
Mm.
Name. People hate the ending for that movie, and I'm like, but the ending's not the important part.
Yeah.
It's not the important part at all. The whole
There's
journey
also
was the
another
important
thing.
part, and I feel like North American media in general ignores the fact that the journey to get there
Exactly.
is more
Yeah.
important than the end payoff. But the end payoff does need to be either you have to be like, and then there's tomorrow, or
Yeah.
nailing how you end something is very important.
100%. And I'm gonna take the Alan Wake advice from the first one, that they fucked up in the second one. You have to earn your ending. They say it's especially true in horror, but I think it's especially true in everything. You need to earn your ending because it doesn't matter how great or shitty your ending is. If it doesn't correlate with the entire journey up to that and it doesn't feel earned, it's not
Have you
satisfying.
ever watched Secret Window?
No, what is that?
It's a movie. I believe Johnny Depp's in it. It's about a dude who's like a writer, and he goes to live in a
Mhm.
cabin for a while, and people are
Sounds
convinced he
interesting.
killed his own wife. I don't want to
Ooh.
spoil it, but that is a movie that is basically about the ending of a book and how it's no good, and you should watch it. I think you'd appreciate it a lot.
Definitely.
If you liked OG Alan Wake, you'd probably enjoy it. I think it's called Secret Window. Let me make sure.
The other thing I'll quickly say is Marvel, as much as I enjoy Marvel, has ruined movies for a lot of things because it's created these expectations. There's no such thing as just a single movie anymore. Everything has to have a universe. Everything has to be connected. Sequel baiting, setting up for multiple timelines, different movies. So you're introducing too many characters that don't need to be in the movie because potentially they'll be in the next one. You're connecting threads from all these movies instead of letting things be
That's why when you were
open-ended or
talking about
finished.
connecting the dark
Yeah, we
anthology
talked about that
pictures, I'm
earlier.
like, no, I don't
Yeah,
need that because
luckily,
it's not good.
they don't connect in terms of like the way a Marvel movie would or anything like that. When I say connect, I mean you realize they're all part of the same universe. They don't correlate with each other, as in like they don't affect each other, but you realize it takes place in the same universe, and that's what I meant by connected. Um, so I appreciate that aspect. It's interesting to see something like that and just have it
That's
end
kind of
there,
what's
kind of like
fun
how,
about like the Neptune series is they
yeah,
don't have different titles for no reason. They're different dimensions. They have the
yeah.
multiverse basically, and there's different dimensions where games can take place and things have gone differently. And
Mhm.
they're not connected to the other one per se, but they might reference something from another one
Exactly, yeah.
as like a
It's kind of like
fourth wall breaking
Cloverfield.
silly thing. Yeah.
It's like they don't affect each other, but it turns out they're all in the same universe. So it's just like a thing for fans,
I
like,
mean,
hey,
if
you
you've
might
literally
catch an Easter egg.
if you've played Neptune, you'll know that there's a character that's literally a Neptune from a different dimension.
Yeah. Does
There's
she
also
just refer to her as Big Nep?
Oki Nep. big nip or adult
Easy.
nip, otona nip.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Big Nap is like maybe 4 years older at best.
Well, goddesses are ageless, and she's not a
Yeah.
goddess, so
Yeah.
we don't know actually how much older she is. And that's the thing. Honestly, unless they like really age up a character in anime to be like 50,
Yeah.
30
It
to
doesn't really matter.
it's height wise and like how big their eyes are.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Like the
the
older a
difference
character
is,
is, the smaller their eyes are in anime. Usually. There's
I
definitely
mean,
different
it's
art
there's
styles.
height, there's a couple other things. Adult Precure does it pretty good, where it's like they went from being like middle school people to being adults, and the adults are much taller and much more
Yeah. It's the
shapely, I
facial
guess.
structure too. Yeah,
Yeah,
the body and the facial structure. Because you can, of course, have shorter adults
you
and
still
tall
need them
kids.
to be relatively resemble the ones. Like,
Yeah. It's a fine line you gotta do.
yeah, it is an interesting design conundrum, but yeah, so she's like I said, it's just fun, but yeah, it is Secret Window. Secret Window is the movie I'm thinking of. It's got Johnny Depp in it.
Sweet.
It is a
Yeah,
very
I'll
good
definitely
one.
look into that. It sounds like it's not exactly a thriller, but more like a
It's a
mystery.
psychological thriller.
Yeah, and I love that kind of shit. So I'm totally down for that.
It is a good movie.
1408 was a great movie
Oh,
that was
Fortune is
similar to
so
that.
good.
Oh,
It's an
so
evil
many people
fucking.
didn't like it, and I was like, "What do you mean it's so good?"
Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth was also a movie that I think a lot of people
Yeah,
just did not appreciate, and
100%.
it has never gotten the kind of recognition I think it so rightly deserves.
Yeah, Jacob's Ladder is similar in that vein too.
Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, it's so crazy. It's crazy the way people it's like because people go see the Marvel movie every year or whatever, but
Yeah,
honestly, it's these crazy one-off movies that stick with
yeah,
you. Like
the ones that really stick with you.
I've seen like so many Marvel movies. I couldn't tell you which one's which. But like you're like 1408 and I'm like that it's an evil fucking actually the first thing I think of is but your time has just begun.
Yes, dude, the Carpenter
Every
song
time I
is
hear that
so
song,
haunting. Yeah. Oh, it's
every
so
time I
good in
hear that
that.
song, I just think of that fucking movie.
Same.
If
Oh,
you've never seen 1408, you will not understand why that song by the Carpenters is so haunting. I love when
the
it starts
movie
like
is so satisfying with that song.
I love when it starts up
It's
the
used
one
so
time
well.
and it's like it sounds
Oh,
like
I
the
know what you
tape's
mean.
burning
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're
It's like,
just like
it's like,
you're just
oh,
like oh no.
I don't like this.
I love how
Yeah,
it just fucks with him the whole it's so good. 1408 is like S tier
yeah, I
thriller.
I totally agree. There's so many mind fucks, but it's not like jump scares or blah. It's just like, no,
Uh
this movie is
I
fucking
don't
with you.
I'm trying to
There's
think
a
if there
few
was
jump
a
scares, but
yeah, there's a couple
uh,
jump scares, but more
yeah,
I wouldn't say
but
that
that
the jump
wasn't like
scares
the plot.
aren't what's freaky.
Yeah.
It's the general
Oh, it's totally
ambiance,
the
the whole
mind fucks.
film. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the way it makes you feel uncomfortable, and that's what I look for in horror movies, horror games. That's the stuff I like. The scariness of like the heebie-jeebs. It's like the atmosphere and the setting is making you uncomfortable. The what could be around the
You're going to
corner. Not
love Little Goody Two Shoes. Just
oh,
trust me.
I'm definitely
Just
excited for it.
trust me. Make sure you have good headphones on and you're just sitting there
Okay,
you
yeah.
just and uh
I
it's
was
got
doing that with Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, where I was just playing with the headphones on at 2 a.m. Ironically, jump scares are not a big thing in that game. It's just the name of it. But yeah, I love playing horror games in the dark and getting that spook in. So satisfying.
I don't know how the English
um,
is, but if they dub the songs in Little Goody Two Shoes, don't play it in
mhm.
English. Just don't. I after Bloodstained and it's ridiculous. If you have never heard the lady they got to sing for the fairy in Bloodstains, okay, in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, there's an Easter egg where there's a piano, and if you sit down at the
Yep,
piano, Miriam starts playing it, and then if you have
yep, and that
the
little
carbuncle
sprite.
familiar, she sits down
Yeah,
and starts singing.
yeah, it was so good.
The English dub of that is awful.
It was not
Awful.
as great. I
No, no,
wouldn't
it's
say it was awful, but in
she's
comparison, it wasn't
she is
good.
singing like the lady they got to pick, they picked to sing it was not the right lady to be a fairy. She's not sound like a fairy. I
I
no
know what you
disrespect,
mean.
no
Yeah.
disrespect to the lady, but the person who hired you should be fired.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, you see a smaller character and they have a very deep baritone voice, and it's like,
It's
this
not like a
isn't the right
baritone
thing.
voice. She's singing like full operatic,
Yeah.
and the Japanese
Well,
voice
that's just what I
actress
mean.
is like she's singing it, and it. I
It
think that's
sounds
one
like it
of
should be coming out of the character's mouth.
yeah. It sounds like something it's so hard to say like what went wrong there, but I feel like it's a problem with a lot of trying to get things sung in English
Yeah.
is sometimes you can find someone really fitting for the role who fits your budget. Other
Yeah.
times it's impossible.
And Bloodstained, there were so many things that were trying to force that game to have problems, and it really came out really well, but for everything but the Switch. The Switch version got shit for so long.
Well, the Switch
Um,
version also probably had the least amount of dev time because when the game came out,
yeah, it was right before the pandemic, and this was entirely crowdfunded, and it reached so much that it hit all these great goals. It was made by IGA, the original, well, not original, the Symphony of the Night
I'm
original
pretty
Castlevania guy.
sure it came out just before the pandemic, but the
Yeah, it was 2019, like I want to say the middle of
guess
2019.
I mean the Switch has been out for like 2 years, and
Yeah,
because I believe they had promised a Wii U version
they
originally.
might have. I think they dropped that when they were deciding some of the extra features and stuff. Because the Switch version, it has no reason to run as poorly as it does, except for
Oh, they
there.
redid the whole thing, didn't they?
I think they had to.
I'm trying to remember because I think it was yeah, because
In a
it doesn't
while.
look like this anymore. Yeah, I love it. They kept this old stuff here. Because yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Wii U was
And
originally
for people that are confused,
and Vita.
there's there's Bloodstained 1 and 2 that are like SNES style games. Those are also in the same universe, but
They have the same
Ritual of the
characters.
Night, yeah,
Ritual Night is the
sort
big
of.
one.
They have characters in it, but they don't act the same. Like Miriam's not even the protagonist; it's Zangetsu.
Well, Zangetsu Season
Um,
1, and oh, honestly, it is a ridiculously good game. Yeah, Wii U
yeah, the
port was
franchise in
originally one,
general. The
and they had to switch it because
I think they
the
couldn't get it to run on there.
no, the game was still in production right when the Wii U was a thing, and
Yeah,
then the Wii U got basically canned. Like it's just can't like there was just we're gonna do no more. Yeah, because here's a picture of the Wii U box physical.
hmm
I have a and there's a Vita version that also I don't think did the Vita version ever come to fruition?
I don't think so.
Let me
Because by the
check.
time the game came out, I'm pretty sure they dropped support with it. Sony, I mean.
The Vita was carried by JRPGs. It is honestly, if you can find all the
And
games
it was
for it
great.
and not spend a
There were,
ridiculous amount of money, there are like a
yeah,
million JRPGs for the Vita, and there's a lot of really good ones. If you know Japanese, man, you can like there's like a
and my
plethora of games for
recommendation,
the thing.
just the PSP in general, two games that you need to try that are stuck on there. Um, Work Time Fun, because it's so
The
much
Work Time
fun,
Fun's
and
PSP.
yeah, well, that's what I mean, just PSP in general. Um, Work Time Fun is stuck on there. It's a fantastic game, and it's a perfect example of goofy fun that unfortunately I feel like game designers don't go for as much anymore. You know, producers and all the money are making them play it pretty safe. Worked on fun, reveled in being weird. And Dissidia Duodecim, uh, the second Dissidia game. It's 012. It's so good, and the fucking PlayStation version they made for the consoles is awful because it's a port of the arcade version, which has no JRPG stuff that the original did. The controls and gameplay are dumbed down. And I get it. It was to be a quarter reader and stuff like that. It was an arcade game. But then they put that there, and that's how they basically did a send off on the franchise because the sales were awful because no one wanted that version. Definitely play the PSP one. It's fantastic. Your characters level up. You get equipment for them. There's a huge cast of characters. The gameplay is better because there's actual gameplay. Uh, yeah, those two games are examples
Yeah,
of the PSP at its peak.
the because Sony discontinued the Vita version of Bloodstain never existed, and neither did the Wii
Yeah,
U version. They never saw the light of day. I don't know how much they were
yeah.
worked on, but they never saw the light of day, so that is what it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, Bloodstained sicky. Vita was a monster though, but honestly,
Yeah,
Sony just left it. Like
yeah.
literally, if you
It's
like Japanese
frustrating.
game, that is probably the last and best PlayStation device that played them.
Mhm.
Okay, where are we at here in the show? We're about 2 hours in. You said you had some things you wanted to talk about news-wise, and I will look them up as you tell them to
Yes.
me. Is it a
One of
tweet?
them,
Is it a
yeah, one of them was a tweet I'd found earlier. It was the wife of the guy that made Iconoclasts. She
could
has
you
a game
just
that's releasing on consoles tomorrow.
could you send me a link?
Let me find it again.
Man, you should have this stuff ready.
I think his name is Jonah. See, Iconoclast. Here's him, Joachim, and his wife, Arcadian Atlas. That's the one. And there's a reason I wanted to talk about this one. It looks very cool for people who love tactical games and JRPGs in that style. Let me send it to you. This is releasing tomorrow on November 30th.
1 second while I grab that. I just don't want to reveal the. You said it in the DM. Said it in Twitter DMs. Easiest
Oh,
way to get it.
okay. I hate that you have to hit back so many times to get to where your messages are. Can't just jump
I
whenever.
hate what I hate the most about Twitter and mobile.
What?
When I'm trying to send a tweet and someone sends a message
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I hit send, but it's like, oh, you want to see this message? It's like, why didn't you just move the send button to the bottom of the
Yeah.
fucking screen? Like,
It's
what
like
is
when they have
wrong with
stuff at
you?
the top of the screen and you have to, click it and then a notification for something, anything pops up and it takes you to that and you're like,
Okay,
no, stop. Ugh.
there was this LG phone. I think it was I can't remember what it was called, but it had this like little tiny notification screen that was not
Mhm.
full size. It was like half the size of your screen, and it was literally up just off a little bit. And the camera was like right beside, like it was right beside the camera bump, so it took up like I want to say 75% of the top of the screen, a little bit, but it's like an extra little bit of screen you got.
Mhm.
That thing was so useful, and not having it has pissed me off ever since. And I'm like, why did LG get this right? And it was like, no, we got to put the camera inside the screen because that's what people want. And I'm
Yeah,
like, no, that's not what I want. I want a little screen where the notifications come up, please and thank you.
exactly. Oh,
Well, the thing
can't be
is,
great.
what was so cool about that little screen was you could clip through it, and there was a button to just take screenshots, and you just edit it and be like, yep, I'm done. And like all the little controls were on that tiny screen. It's so good. But LG doesn't make phones anymore because people are dumb. Is this just Final Fantasy Tactics?
It looks similar to it. Um, there's a lot of different job classes, and the graphics are so cute. I'm a big fan of
Well, it looks a lot better than
styles.
Final Fantasy Tactics. If I'm being fair, but
True. Uh,
I need to be. I also like the fact that they said all platforms. But where's PC?
yes.
I'm assuming it's already out on
I
PC,
think
right?
it's yeah, I think it came out on PC already. And this is the
Yeah, it's already on. It says it's on Steam there. Yeah, it's out now for Steam, so it's coming on all platforms tomorrow. Ooh.
tomorrow. Very cool.
Okay, that means it'll be in
And
our. That means we know to talk about it in our coming soon section.
yeah, the other two things I wanted to bring up real quick. Sarah Bond had posted just a random logo of the Xbox 360, the 2005 Nexus one,
Yeah.
and she hasn't said anything. Now, does this just read to you as like, oh, she likes Xbox, or
Can
do
you
you
bring
think?
a? Can you send me the tweet? I can. I just have you right here, so I can just send it to me in the
Sure thing.
same thing, and I can bring it up for people to see. I don't.
Where did that
I don't want to like
go?
feel like get my hopes up or anything crazy like that, but at the same time,
There,
something with
there is that
360.
email they sent though, where they were like, expect new announcements coming at the Tokyo Game Show.
Oh,
And
the
now that they
Tokyo
own
Game
at,
Show, and you mean the Game
no,
Awards?
the yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
two
got that
things.
email too, so I was not
So
surprised.
now that they own ABK, do you think they're gonna say, hey, here's a bunch of the 360 games that originally ran into licensing issues, but now that we own them, we can
I
put some
meant
of
to
them
be this
backwards
one, but
compatible.
whatever. Yeah, she just put up this logo.
Yeah, and for the little alt part, it just tells you specifically it's the 2005 one. So it's not like just a random Xbox picture. It's like, no, no, no,
I
this is the
mean, there
360.
might be some more 360 games coming back, but at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes up and be like, no, we're
For
getting
sure.
more stuff. So I'm gonna be like, there are gonna be some more 360 games coming back for sure.
Mm.
Um, which ones? I couldn't tell you. If I had to fathom a guess, probably something ABK related, but it's possible it could be something else entirely.
True.
Honestly, I would love it if the majority of the online portion of the 360 store was suddenly available, or if
Yeah.
someone had been working on something behind the scenes and I could just plug in any 360 game I wanted
I
and
was just
it
gonna
would
say,
try and run
what if
it.
they pushed through one of those emulators that, they were trying to okay before, and it's like, hey, you can play your 360 games now of most types, on this.
Well, honestly, I would be okay if they basically made an emulator
I
and
mean,
it would
the Switch did
emulate
that.
the 360. So you
Yeah,
plug
the
in your
Switch did that
disc
with all
and
the old consoles they
it
had.
would spin up or whatever and you'd be like, you can go.
Yeah,
Or
not only
maybe you'd have
that,
to install the game off the disc and you still need the disc inserted for it. Um,
yeah,
Completely plausible. But I would be okay, even if it was as a maybe lackluster experience on a couple games. Like you could
yeah.
still
Like
have
if they
the
did it
new and
like
improved
the Virtual
ones.
Console, where like the price of the game is not what you would pay today; it's what it was back then, and you get that original version.
Well,
And I
it would
say
make
that
the
because
sting
like,
of the 360 marketplace shutting down to be all that much less
yeah,
painful. You don't, but I think the problem is trying to get sharehold like license holders to actually want you to be able to sell the old games again.
yeah, which is one of the reasons I think ABK would be coming now because that's most of them resolved. Granted, there's still some things like people were like Guitar Hero, and I'm like, That one's harder to do only because you have to go to the record label
Oh
and
my
be
god,
like,
Guitar
hey,
Hero is would be a pain to bring back. It'd
yeah,
be
but we'd
easier
already
to
talked about
literally
ways
make
they
a
could
new
make a
one
new one.
and make new
Yeah,
agreements. Because trying to, because okay, if you're like, okay, we're gonna get Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3 back, whatever, and like merge them all together into one like Guitar Hero type game, all right? Just say
Yeah.
in this fictitious world that's possible. But we can't include this song, this song, this song, and this song because we don't have licensing rights to it and they don't want to play ball. People would be pissed. They wouldn't care that they got let's say there was a dozen songs you couldn't get from it, but you got a dozen newer songs or a dozen different songs.
Yeah.
People would be pissed, even if it was a song that like no one cared about. It's like even with like Rock Band, there was all those like DLC songs and whatnot. But like imagine if Guitar Hero 3 was the one on like PS3 360 and the one where at the end you played Fury of the Storm for the credits,
Mm.
if I remember correctly. If you couldn't get the rights to Fury of the Storm by Dragon Force for whatever reason, like what do you do? That's a key part of that game, right? Like you beat the
Yeah.
thingy, you got to play the song, and it's like okay.
Yeah.
I I just don't think it's an easy like slam dunk. Cause like, oh, we bring Guitar Hero back, everything's good. Because I think that again, record labels are an issue. I feel like the record labels have been a lot of issues with a lot of games with licensed music coming back.
Mhm.
Remember, we had this issue with Quantum Break. We had this issue with Alan Wake. And there was another game we had an issue with, and it got pulled because they didn't have the rights to the music.
Yeah. I know it happened weirdly with Quantum Break and a different time with Alan Wake, but they never really told us why. It
Well,
just
remember
left for like
Deadpool?
4 days.
Didn't Deadpool the game get pulled for no funny reason?
Yes, but that still hasn't come back.
It still hasn't come back.
Yeah, the Deadpool, they don't even sell the Deadpool game anymore. Like it was erased from like existence. It's crazy.
Really?
And I still don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's delisted.
They re-released it at some point. This is the game, isn't it? Or is there a different one?
Which one?
Nope, it is not sold separately. Activision published it. Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Oh, hi, Moo. I honestly think that I could see this game coming back. I could see them
Yeah,
trying to make the thing and make it come back.
and that'd be pretty big. Because people loved the game when it did come out. Like it
I
was
bet you it would
goofy
come
and
back to
fun.
PlayStation too, and people would be like lose their shit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
I
like
mean,
seeing it, and then it was just gone.
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure we were selling it at Toys R Us when I worked there, while back, and it disappeared now. It's crazy.
When did it come out? It's only like 5 gigs. I thought it came out like late 360, early.
It did. I'm pretty sure it was 2012 or 2013.
Yeah, it was like
I
right
could be
at the
wrong.
console switchover time, basically.
Yeah, from what I remember at least.
Now, if it happens, I'll be really happy. If it doesn't happen, I'll be not disappointed because no one's talked about the IP in forever. But if Darkwatch comes back,
Oh, dude, I would cream my jeans.
basically it's so it's just like
I have so much
please.
nostalgia with that game.
I never got to actually play it back in the day, and I still have my 360 power, my OG Xbox power supply chilling here on my desk that I still need to try
I'd
and
love to
figure out.
play it now because I'm better at games. I remember when I first got it, I was kind of new to FPSs, like 20 years ago.
I mean, I think it's the kind of game that could really go for a new game too. But I don't want it to be like,
Yeah.
oh, we need to make a new game. Like something like the new. I don't want to say exactly like the new RoboCop, but something in that vein where it's like so true to the source material that it's kind of it's not trying to like break the mold, but I feel like you could do a lot with Wild West
Yeah. I mean,
vampires.
Evil West was really cool.
It's a
Like
really
it
good
was
game.
way better than it had any right to be, and I want more of that. Not
Evil
just
West
that kind
was
of game, but
Evil West was a game that feels like if you got someone to do the PlayStation third person action game that likes real action games
yeah.
because it was
Oh,
because the combo system was so bloody good.
yeah, and the juggling with the
Yeah,
gun.
you
Oh,
could juggle dudes. You could just like it's like 'cause you like
like
fan the
fucking
hammer.
Dante.
You could beat the crap
Yeah.
out of this, and there's like the whip thing. Like by the end of the game, you're just like a god.
Yeah.
It's like
The electricity gauntlet too, like pulling people in and doing that crazy punch.
oh yeah,
Oh,
honestly, it feels like the combination of like imagine if God of War and Fist of the North Star had a baby, but it was with vampires and in Texas
yeah.
in
And it makes you
cowboy
think of
times.
Devil May
That
Cry in because it felt like it had a similar combo system with the guns a bit. And the character reminded me a bit of Dante. Just the,
oh the
the
arrogant like oh he's total like
yeah,
cardboardy kind of like I'm super
yeah,
arrogant,
exactly.
I'm the best guy.
I was built to be this character. But they did it in a fun way. It didn't come off as like he was taken too seriously. It was more like it knew it was supposed to be kind of
Oh
goofy.
it knew it was corny and it leaned into that
Yeah.
all the way to the end. The last boss was a little bit of a schlep, but like honestly, the whole game
Yeah.
was just such a fun ride.
It really was. And it was great because the story was actually pretty interesting. Like even though it was kind of obvious for some things, there were still some decent twists and it kept my interest. But it was like what we talked about earlier, where the gameplay is important because it's a game, and the gameplay was good. Like it did a
This
good
game
job of
does not get
juggling the
enough
two.
credit. 100% of the time, does not get enough
Yeah,
credit. It was.
totally agree.
It's like I'm a shooter. It's not a shooter. It's just
Yeah,
like you can shoot things, but
exactly. You can shoot things with a gun, but that doesn't make in the same way that some games are not RPGs, even though they have RPG elements.
I mean,
Like,
there's like a flamethrower thing. There's the
yeah,
like all sorts of weird guns you can get, and you can try.
the
You can
melee
choose.
combat too.
Yeah,
So good.
you can choose where you put your money into for things.
Yeah, the upgrades.
This game got snuffed. Not enough people played it. I don't think I even had played it before the awards last year. I would have put it on the list somewhere. I think I did put it on the list somewhere, but no one had
Yeah, I
played
think
it, so no one was
exactly.
like,
No one had played it, so no one knew about it. So
yeah.
no one
And
voted
it's like,
for it.
guys, this game. Don't sleep on it. It's really flipping good. Like,
Yeah. And of course they look and they're like cowboy shooting game. But it was so much more than that.
it's so much more than a cowboy shooting game. It is. Mm.
And they did a great job with dealing with enemies with armor and stuff too. Like you could use the electricity to pull it right off of them. And the most of the bosses were unique and distinct. I
It it
hated fighting that bug swarm thing because I was on the hardest difficulty trying to get the
it
achievement. So
almost
like
feels like
I got
um
bullied.
they took a lot of lessons from Doom Eternal,
Hmm.
where it's like you give the player the tools that they need to deal with a combat arena, and then you just give them the
Yeah.
combat arena.
Yeah, it's like, all right, it's up to you now.
Yeah, I've given you the tools. I told you how they work. Go at her.
Do it however you want.
Yeah, and
Some
then it's
ways are
like
easier than
you
others.
decide on your combat on your target priority. You do like everything, and it just becomes like
Oh, that giant plant boss thing took me like 44 tries on the hardest difficulty because if you got hit by anything once, you were almost dead. And I
that's
didn't have some
self-inflicted
of the
pain.
abilities where I
That's not the
needed to be.
game's fault.
No, 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 I'm not mad at the game. I was happy because I was still having fun. Like I was getting frustrated, obviously, because it took a lot of tries, but it was still fun. Like I didn't want to just give up and be like, "Fuck this." I was like, "No, I'm having
Evil never sleeps.
obviously self-inflicted, but I was having a good time with that pain. It was a good balance."
Yeah, 100%. If you have any interesting interest in playing a weird ass game,
I think it's co-op too.
It does. It has online co-op, 2 player. Apparently,
Oh,
Kruger wants to play it co-op, so I'm gonna play it with him
very cool.
when he wants to play it. So we're waiting on that. So it's gonna be something.
Yeah, definitely recommend it.
Yeah, people slept on this game. It is. It is not. Well, it is not Dark Watch. It is its own thing. It's still fucking good.
Yeah, and it did
I
give me
think I
Dark
played
Watch
it through
vibes
like
just with the
once,
character
like
design.
a couple days. I was like, I gotta finish this game. This game is just so fun.
It really was. I remember not wanting to put it down and getting, even though obviously since I was on the hard one, it was slower, but getting through it decently quick.
I just want to play this game. Those are the best kind of games. Scars Above is
The
kind of the same
fun
way to
ones.
me.
Hmm.
Uh, this game. Put it up on the screen for people to see. Honestly, if you like weird sci-fi games, if you're a fan of those, if you're a fan of, or remembers like the
I am a
360
CA
era
fan.
where you went to like the bargain bin and you saw this game that you've never heard of before, and you look at the back, you're like, oh, this looks sick, and you plug it in, and it's like the sick 8 hour adventure, like just a solid 8 hour game. Scars Above is for you, 100%. People slept on this game.
And sometimes that's all a game has to be. It doesn't have to be a huge universe. It doesn't have to be 500 hours. Just a fun game that takes you into its little world, and then after a few hours, spit you back out. It's like, well, all right, I hope you enjoyed the ride.
Yeah, it came out this year. It is definitely it's on my list of games that I absolutely loved.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's it's got a lot of pseudoscience and weird stuff in it, but it's super sci-fi. But it's so just fun the whole way through. Recommend 100%. If you want to go off the AAA beaten path, I have so many things for you. What is this? Okay, good news. All the games are currently complete. Oh, as long as there's no shadow drops, we're good for our list for the year.
Oh,
That means we
when's the
have
cutoff
to. The first is our cutoff. So
of December?
yes,
Okay, so we got like 2 days.
yeah, but we can start deciding categories now.
Oh, sure, for sure.
Yeah. I
I
definitely
mean, it's
love.
not like there's gonna be 30 games that come out in between.
There better not be if there is one. I'm still trying to think of a good joke for the multiplat.
I mean, you could call it
Look, haven't I played this before? Is too good. It's too good. We're going with it. And
best game
wait,
that belongs to the streets.
the game that
That game's on
belongs.
every platform. You whore.
Uh,
Do you know what I feel like would make a lot of money as like a VTuber? Just get a dog and have it like a VTuber dog, and it's actually a dog that just sits there while you play games, and like they're the ones that interact with the chat. I feel like stupid gimmicks and shit like that blow up lately. I only said it because I scrolled past while going to your channel. It was like, here's recommended for you, and it was just a picture of a dog. And I was like, you know what? It makes me think of Silent Hill 2, like, from the dog ending, like that kind of dog just hitting
yeah,
buttons and playing and interacting with the chat.
yeah, I can see that. Okay, what do we have coming though? Let's get those done, and then I'm gonna be talking with people about this week, I guess, or the next couple weeks
Yes.
about
Baboot.
categories and nailing down what we're actually gonna do, and then distilling them down to what we actually are doing for which award. And then I'm gonna have to come up with questions for people who are gonna be in the interview section,
For sure.
or
And
someone
I
can come
could
up with
probably
them.
get my buddy who's working on that indie game. Um, oh, I'm in the wrong list. I'm at my wish list. That explains. I'm like, some of these look familiar.
Haven't I seen you before? Didn't I play this already?
Something's fucky. All right, what's today? The 30th? 29? We're running out of days and months on here. Oh god, there's a decent amount.
Okay, let's
Uh,
start quick. Today,
Number
anything coming
one is
today?
yeah. Do famine with no space.
Do
Dopamine. Dofamine.
Dauphin?
It's like do famine.
Whale Rock Games. It's a puzzle and trivia action advent. This reminds me of that trailer of the uh, damn it, what's it called? Talos Principle.
Yeah. I
There's lasers.
think there's a second Talos Principle that just came
Yeah,
out.
yeah. It reminds me of the Talos Principle, even though I've never played it. So
It gives me the vibe that you're in a spaceship based on like the architecture.
it's an
All right.
experiment with the God particle. Okay. First person
Next
story.
up.
We got a lot to go through, sorry.
No, no worries. Forest Groove.
Groove?
Grove.
Grove.
I'm dumb and I said groove because I was looking at something else.
Yeah. Just want to point out that Dofame, however you pronounce it, is only like $5. So if you're
Very cool.
interested, it's cheap. Look, it just showed up with the Forest Grove, correct?
Yes.
Sorry, the store's not liking me today. Blowfish Studios. This is a simulation game. Simulation of what?
Oh. Simulation or simulation. I like the
I'm
art
getting
style.
forensic based investigation. Oh. Hmm? The teenage heiress to a $1 billion fortune was reported
Oh, is that
missing by
all
her
the lead going?
stepmother and was last seen in her bedroom in Forest Grove, Oregon. Okay, let's be real here for a second. If you $1 billion tech fortune heiress,
Yeah, it just
you ain't
disappears.
living in Oregon.
Oh, well, that too. But what I meant is like if she disappears, that's sketchy as fuck. Like you're about to inherit $1 billion and you go missing. This is foul play. Someone's fucking around.
Yeah, so it's a simulation for investigation, crime scene
That's
investigation
cool.
with puzzles and keys.
You don't see enough good crime investigation
It's
games these days.
it's about 2079 Canadian, which would put it somewhere in that 20-ish range.
Yeah, it's
7 day
probably
sale.
24.99.
Oh, 24.99, 25.99 was the Canadian normal price, but it's 20.79 on discount.
Oh,
So
20.79.
yeah, so that probably puts it in like the 15-ish, 16-ish
Yeah,
dollar range,
and that means it's probably 19.99 usually or
something like that.
something like that.
Oh yeah, that sounds interesting. Crime scene investigation game. Don't get a lot of
Cool.
those, unless it's like Sherlock
Yeah.
Holmes. So
I was just gonna say the last one I could think of like that was that really good Sherlock Holmes one that
Crime and
there were a
Punishment,
few recently. I think that was the one.
or no, Crime and Punishment's old. I don't remember the one contract was called.
But it was good. And then a sequel came out, like the Devil's something, Devil's Daughter or something.
Yes. That's what I mean. Like,
Yes,
there's not a lot of
those were
these.
surprisingly good. Yeah,
I mean,
it's weird because like it's a good category. I feel like for a game.
I feel like a lot of people just want actiony games, but I think there's definitely a place for slower, more methodical games that are entirely based upon doing stuff like
I remember they
investigating a
evolved
crime.
into action too, but it was really cool to see like the crime scene and like, oh, well, there's a bullet hole in the wall here that they didn't notice, and
Yeah,
you know
honestly,
these
I find that
tiles
to
are
be the more
cracked, and
interesting part of David Cage games is like the crime scene bits
yeah.
rather than the like everything else bits.
Hmm.
Forest Grove looks cool, guys. Check it out. What's next on our
Very cool.
list?
Next is Heavy Burden. which is what the tank in Overwatch currently is.
Dirty
Did my boy dirty.
Burton. Whale Rock Games again. It's a platformer.
I didn't expect that when I saw that man carrying a rock.
Beginning to think this is to think is
It looked
beginning to
olden
be
days, and then on the
un.
right, it looks like a Hot Wheels track on
Yeah, it's the
fire.
same guys that made the other game, and it is probably also
Which one? Doofamin?
the game before the Grove, Forest Grove, the one that
Yeah,
no one knew how to pronounce.
dopamine
It
or
is also $5.
interesting.
Um, Greek
Maybe they make good
mythology,
puzzle games.
French philosopher, questions, methods. And he's too arrogant and dodgy to roll a huge stone up a mountain. Okay. All right. It's classics.
Can't beat the classics.
I mean, it's a Greek mythology platformer type game where you're trying to push a ball. This sounds like YouTuber bait.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
I know
it
exactly what
honestly
you mean by
sounds
that.
like the next Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Yeah, there was a recent one that was like that where you climb up a bunch of stuff.
I can't remember what it's called. I just remember Getting Over It
Yeah,
because someone broke their wrist because they got so mad at it.
yeah. It's like the game doesn't have to be fun. It has to provoke a good reaction, and then it becomes that kind of game.
Yeah, and then and I don't want to play it because
Yeah,
that sounds like terrible. A game that can
yeah,
delete all your progress in like 2 seconds is awful. Anyway, what is
yeah.
after
Well, that's my
Heavy
problem with games like
Burn?
Rust. Like you can put
Yeah,
hours in, and someone can come kill you and take it all, and you're like, next is Orton was the case.
Horton.
Yeah, Orten. My boy Orton, here's a who.
This looks like it has an interesting art style.
Well, it would fit the name, which was unique.
Woodhill Interactive. It's a puzzle. A lot of puzzle games this time of year.
Yeah. I wonder what he is now. He was the case. But now, guess not.
Get
He's
ready to
something else
step
now.
into the non-existent shoes of Ziggy, an unexpected
Boy needs
hero from
shoes.
fictional Swedish neighborhood. Together, you'll be on a daunting task, foiling a sinister scheme that could possibly devastate the entire world.
But no pressure.
Ziggy wakes up one day with a strange mark on his hand, clueless about what happened the night before. I'm gonna guess there were some drinks, maybe a little bit of cocaine. After a couple of minutes amongst familiar streets of Orten, his native suburb, an explosion brings him back to the exactly where he had awoken moments before. Oh, he's in a time loop. Oh,
Time loop.
oh no. They spoiled the game. They're in a time loop.
A lime tube.
It looks like a point and clicky type adventure game with I take it back. This art style is weird, and there's bongs just chilling. Hookah and puck.
This is like the fever dream art style, where it looks kind of normal, and
Honestly,
then the longer you look, the
it
more
looks
weird it
like
feels.
it's
It reminds me of like
it's
Flash
very
games from like
it's very amateur.
2005.
Yeah, it's amateur, and the fact that there's like the circles aren't circular, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I
I
find it
wonder if they did it
endearing
on
or not.
purpose. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a game for me, but yes, there is use of drugs and alcohol, so
Party time.
not excellent. Let's go. What's
Next
next?
is Silent Scream.
I have heard that before.
How? It's silent.
Shh.
I'll be here all week.
That's a film, sir.
Why is it on this list?
It's a foreign independent horror movie. Hold on. Let me see here. Silent
I was gonna say, like, is that?
Scream. Hold on. Let's check True Achievements. True Achievements will never lie to me. True Achievements always will save me.
It's the truth.
Oh, oh, oh. Found it.
Haha. I didn't think it would be a movie, although that kind of shit could definitely happen on these lists.
It's this one. It's a Windows game.
Oh.
Love Cat stealth cooking game?
What?
That's what it says, sir.
It it looked like a horror thing with the spider coming out of Silent.
Silent Scream is Junji Ito. Okay, Junji Ito. H.P. Lovecraft inspired stealth cooking game where a fast food restaurant worker sacrifices their customers to otherworldly entities to help with with the help of the gatekeeper. A mysterious mentor meteor landed near the
Junji Ito
restaurant.
shout out. I
What?
love him.
What is this? I don't even know what this is.
Junji Ito slaps.
Junji Ito? Yeah. No, no, no. I don't mean Junji Ito. I mean like I don't know what kind of game this is,
Just,
and I don't
yeah.
even have any screenshots to show you. Oh wait, hold on. I have to put my.
mean,
I'll
it
just
referenced
fake it.
him, so shout out. Oh, so there are screenshots, but
Hold on.
you're too young.
I want to see this game. What game am I sacrificing?
Time to be born in 1920.
I said 1963. I just scrolled until I reached a date. Show me the money. Work at a creepy restaurant. Serve your customers. Feed some of those customers to the entity in your basement. Buy items from the gatekeeper. Evade the police. Find the secret behind the mysterious stalker.
I need screenshots. There's a lot happening.
I know, I'm trying, but it won't let me. We can't see the game. What is
It's
this?
like you're not 60 years old. This game's not for 60-year-olds.
Ever try 76? Come on, man.
Oh, try changing the month and date. I think since it's at the default thing.
We'll go to December 15th. Okay. 86 is close enough. We're not allowed to look at this game. This game is too crazy
This
for us.
This website is cucking us.
Is it on the
You can't just-
store?
I don't think so. Or if it has, it was be added today because I have not seen this.
Let me see.
Let's.
I'm looking at
see. It's
Actually-
technically out today, so let me check the new game.
Actually, I could try and open the
There's
Microsoft
Forest
store.
Grove.
Hold on, let me try the actual
Let's-
Microsoft store.
Oh wait, but this was the one on Windows though. It wasn't on Xbox.
Yeah, let me check.
Heavy Burdens here, Dopamine, Orton, and Forest Grove, and then the next one that I was gonna say. The gang's all here. And
There
yeah, it
we
looks
go.
like the Forest Grove was normally 20 and now it's down to 16.
Here we go. What is this game?
It's cooking. Immediately cuts to outside with the cops.
Huh? He's calling the police. Okay. I mean, what did I expect for $10.30?
Um, a masterpiece. The
Graphically, it's
old
not that
gods.
crazy, but what?
But the plot does sound interesting.
Apparently, my laptop cannot run it.
This game's too powerful.
Hmm.
Oh, pre-orders went up for Dragon's Dogma.
Uchma. Okay.
I'm sad it's still
Let's
single player only.
let's see what's next on the list after Silent Scream.
The Traveler's Path. And I did just pass this one in the new release section. So it should be there.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants showed up first. That
Hell yeah.
is a weird movie. Ah, East Asia Soft. Welcome, East Asia Soft, to the show. We're so happy to have you
Where's West Asia
with
Soft?
your very cute. We don't talk about West Asia Soft, okay? This piece cannot be rotated. What? This is a puzzle game?
Yeah, remember? It's only puzzle games today, apparently.
Only puzzle games and feeding things to elder gods. Yep, it's a puzzle game. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, I have no complaints. It looks like a puzzle game with squares, and you turn squares.
Like Tetris.
Like one of those weird puzzles in Resident Evil that never make any sense, because why would you do things like that? For electronics? Why would you put current through this if you're not gonna run it? Why wouldn't it just be regular wires? Why would you do this? Anyway,
Just in case someone one day comes, it'll be perfect.
what is next
Alrighty.
after the Traveler's Path?
Next up is a hit surprise based on the Korean web novel, um, All of Us Are Dead. And I know this one's extremely popular because besides a web novel, it also got a live action K-drama series.
What?
And I
All
had
of us
actually
are
read this
dead? Did
webtoon.
not show up.
Yeah, it should. I see it in the coming soon.
Dead.
I wonder if there's voice set. No, there's
All
no
of
audio.
us
Oh,
are.
there's Korean audio. And then the rest is subtitles. Okay. That's fair. It is based on a Korean web
Why
novel.
is it not here? Why is it not coming up?
There's
Is
an
it spelled
ellipsis
funny?
after dead.
Yeah, but type in
Akina
all of
Games.
us are,
Yeah.
and nothing comes up. True
And it's right
achievement,
here.
save me.
It's right here in the coming soon by Ikana or Ikina Games. It's a simulation. Comes out at 5 a.m.
All of us are dead.
Yeah, it comes with some oh yeah, it's fully voiced in Korean. High quality illustrated events and artwork. It's the visual novel based on the series. I hope it does well. The original series was a fun read. I enjoyed it. I read it a few years ago. It's based on there's a girl in school who gets bitten by a rat that one of the teachers has locked up. Um, and then she goes to the nurse's office, of course, and she's infected. She bites one of the other girls, and zombies start appearing in other places. There's just an outbreak, and you basically see from minute one the outbreak of this school and what's happening to like some of the students. And it's kind of sad. Some of them are like trying to save others by like sacrificing themselves. And, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just say it's surprisingly intense if they keep it anything like the webtoon. Like, It's not afraid to shy away from like, oh, kids are getting fucked up. No, hey, kids are gonna die. People are gonna die.
Two kids gonna die tonight.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'll stop with that joke that no one's gonna know. Next, after all of us are dead,
Next is what we had talked about, Arcadian Atlas.
we can skip
And
past
the
it.
reason I wanted to show it to you is because I don't even see it on the coming soon here. That's why I wanted us to go over it at the time. Um, After that is Crashy Labs, which
Sorry,
I
what?
think is a racing game.
Crash?
Crashy, like Crashy. Crashy Labs. I think it's a kart racer.
Crashy laps. Yeah, so looks like a kart racer.
From this angle, it reminds me of Off Road on the SNES. That game was so good.
Rock and roll racing, perhaps? Blizzard's like first game on console?
Oh, look at these features. 4 settings for each part of the day: morning, midday, evening, and night. 3 kind of competitions. 4 areas.
Honestly, this does look
4
like it's
tracks.
trying to. Oh, that texture. Oh, the texture stretching. Oh, look, this game's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to be a cute, old school little racer. How much is it? $7, but it's on sale for 5.5.
720 Canadian. Jandusoft. I mean, looks okay.
Yeah,
If we need a hidden gem, man, hit us
yeah.
with some
I
more
mean,
stuff. Let's go. We'll find
Forest
one.
Grove looked a bit interesting, but I think we're gonna find something cool.
I hope we do.
Next up, Elder and all one word. I thought it said Elder Land for a sec, which would have been way funnier.
Elder and?
Yeah, like it's all one word. I don't know how I should pronounce it.
Elderman? No, did not show up.
Elderand.
True
E L
achievements.
D. Yeah, ELDERAND. Just Elder and.
Oh, I just hold on. Oh, I've seen this before. This game looks sick.
I guess my stream's behind because I see you just typing it in the top right. Let me see. I wish to see the sickness.
Yeah, the monsters look sick in this. I have seen this before on Twitter. Um, is this our hidden gem? I don't know. But it is tomorrow. I just remember seeing the box art kind of thing.
Yeah, this does look familiar.
Yeah, like I've seen it before. Yeah.
Reopen your stream so it's caught up now.
Eldoran.
Alrighty. Next up, I do remember hearing about this game, but I haven't heard anything about it in a while. Um, Gangs of Sherwood?
Gangs of Sherwood?
Yeah.
Gangs of
Claims
Sherwood.
of
Yeah, I've heard
Merry
of Gangs of
Men.
Sherwood before.
But I feel like I haven't heard anything about it in a while. The premise sounded cool, though.
It's a Nancon game, so it's probably online only.
I think it's solo or multiplayer, but it gives you the vibe of like one of those Korean MMOs for some of the screenshots.
Um,
Oh hell yeah, it's your boy Lil Jon. I hope that's a
you know,
screenshot on
last
there for you
time,
too.
last time I've seen them, Gangs of Sherwood. This giant cannon. I don't remember. Gangs of Sherwood is a cooperative game, 1 to 4 players set in the reimagined world of Robin Hood. Okay. Through the power of the Philosopher's Stone, the armies of the Sheriff of Nottingham are now stronger than ever, and the people of England have never been so oppressed. Lead the rebellion, rob the rich to give to the poor, and equip yourself. Up to 4 players time is call to action.
Apparently, some people are playing it early, so maybe there was early access with one of the versions.
Checking that.
Let's see.
Lionheart Edition does not say early access.
Yeah, because I see some of the reviews. I just scrolled down. Decent, but a bit overpriced. Feels like a double A, not a triple A, but it's fun. Know what to expect and you'll enjoy it. Basic but fun. Solo's fun, but co-op's a blast. Nice work, Nakon. This game is wonderful.
Also
Great
enjoy
game.
72
Oh, here
hours
it
early
is.
access. Yes.
Yeah,
On
I
Lionheart
just saw
Edition.
that too.
Yeah.
The sinker.
It's right at the top. I was like looking, but usually they keep that farther down. But okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I hope people enjoy it. It looks interesting.
It looks cool, but I can't justify spending like 70, $80 on a game that I'm probably gonna play like once through and then be done.
Yeah, that's the kind of game that I would enjoy on Game Pass, not because I don't
Well,
want to pay for it, but because
I don't
there's
want it to
so much
sound
coming
like
out right
I
now.
don't spend like $70 or $80 on a single game I'm gonna play through once and be done with, but this game just
Yeah,
it doesn't call to me. It's not calling to me. It's
no,
got
for sure. And
it's
that's
got
what I mean. There's so
style.
many games coming out, like Tekken. I already have the deluxe one pre-order that comes out in January. That's like 100 something bucks. I don't have the money to do that for every game, so you got to pick and choose. Um, Up next, I didn't see this one in the store, like on Xbox, but it has a great name. Um, Moat Solo, no girlfriend since birth. And I'm very curious about what the fuck this is about.
Moat?
Moat. Yeah, Motesolo, and then what's it called? Not a semicolon.
Is it one Moat
Uh,
solo one word?
yeah, Moat Solo.
Why aren't you coming up? Nothing.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I found it on the Xbox store. Is this an FMV?
No girlfriend since birth?
Yes. Oh, it's an FMV game
I
with
found it on
cute Asian
Nintendo Life.
girls.
Whatever, I agree.
You found it on Nintendo Life, you said?
It's on the eShop apparently. Yeah, it said
The
FMV game.
cover's funny. Yeah. Kimo Kang. You've never been in a single relationship. A man who knows how to relax with a caramel macchiato, but he has one fatal flaw. In all his 30 years, he's never been in a relationship, making him a moto solo. Once more, he takes an ambitious step to the love market, but for some reason, things refuse to go so smoothly. Will Kimo be able to steal his date's heart and make this
Found
blind
it.
date a successful
Why
one?
did I have to type it in Google to find it? It's Korean,
Interactive
right?
movie uniquely produced, yeah, to put you in the scene of a K-drama, featuring events that branch out with multiple endings. Based on the information gathered while interacting with various in-game features, players may sympathize with Kimo, his date Yumi Kim, or they can intentionally mess things up and make them suffer.
It's only got Korean audio. Okay. That's fine.
Let's see, check out all the apps on the phone. There's parodies and bonus Easter eggs.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's cute. It sounds like a neat idea.
Oh, Mote Solo.
That's the second Korean game we've seen, too. Good. All the support.
CFK. Oh, interesting. I don't know how much it costs because there's nothing here.
Yeah,
But if you want to play a no girlfriend since birth simulator, I don't want to out our listeners like that, but I'm sure there's someone. I feel
Yeah, I
sorry
think
for
a
you.
mote solo is probably the same thing as like a wizard
Mote.
or a. I mean, I don't know if I'd say Higomori. No, it's
I couldn't find it because I was typing in boat as in a boat, not
oh
mote.
mote solo. Um, Next up could be our winner, Pinball M. Could this
Pinball wizard.
could this
I
be the
actually
pinball
okay. I
guys?
actually just watched before we went on the tested video where they had the labyrinth pinball machine, and holy shit, that thing is cool. Even if you don't like, if you like labyrinth, just you should watch that video just so you can see how flippin' cool that machine is and what it went through to make it. Pinball M.
Yeah. Ironically, typing it in brought up Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Zombie Pinball, Mortal Kombat,
Pinball Microsoft Store.
Madden. Nope, not Mummy Pinball.
I think it's just too generic.
Yeah. Sorry, our 4 million pinball fans.
Pinball M. I think I found it.
Rated M for
I
pinball.
found it.
You
Why
watch it
would
be
you
kind of
call
like a
it Pinball
first-person
M? There's like
horror game.
zombies and stuff on it. What?
Oh my god, I jokingly said it would be a first-person
Duke
horror
Nukem? What?
game.
The Thing?
Wait, so my
You're right.
throwaway joke
What?
of horror game might be real? It might be horror
There's a
pinball?
Chucky? What? What is this?
I don't know, but it looks really good for what I was expecting.
Zen Studio Pinball M. Unavailable.
Unavailable. Turns out you can't just steal people's IPs. They got mad.
Pinball M. What is this? Why is there a Chucky? Why is Child's Play here?
Yeah, Child's Play, The Thing, Zombies.
Yes, Heaven. I don't know what this one's from. This is weird. Um,
Yeah.
it's Zen Studios though. They do a
Was
lot of
it?
these pinball games.
Yeah. They do pretty good jobs on the detailing too, so who knows? Maybe it'll be good.
If you like pinball, check. If you like pinball, virtual pinball, and not real pinball machines. If you like real pinball machines, seriously watch that video on Adam Savage Test, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, we're finally getting Rumblefish?
Sorry?
Nice. Sorry,
Who's next?
next up is Pixel Cafe, which I assume is where you go to eat pixels.
I was expecting Toho. I'm disappointed. Omurice? No.
Omurashi. They have
It's
cute
waffles.
little art styles though.
I mean, it looks okay.
I
His
like that
voice, his
guy.
laughter, his stories. I miss him. Her name is Pixel. What is this?
Give me some purple and green goo.
Please,
Give me the brown and green goo.
master the art of coffee and cooking. Uncover hidden tales. Welcome to Pixel Cafe. Dive into the captivating blend of arcade, time management, and visual novel. Help a small town girl navigate big city life and take part in her coming of age story as she forges a connection with connections and overcomes difficulties with struggles to find her own worth. Her worth, whatever. Decorate your house. Live your life at your grandma's house. Unlock posters, furniture, and other things. Okay.
Grammar.
I don't know how much it costs because it doesn't have a price, but that's it could be fun if that's your kind of game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
Next
hidden
up is a
gem
funny
yet.
one too.
Excuse me.
I
Hear my
wonder.
bird.
This one's called "This Means War." It's the "This
This
Means
means
War" joke,
warp.
but yes, this means warp. But it sounds like it's trying to be a play on "This Means War." I have no idea what this is, but art style is
I'm
interesting.
looking at it, and I'm not sure what I'm looking at. All right, let's read the description. Fly solo with 3 other loyal crewmates to boldly go where no one has gone before, and survive to talk about it.
Spurs.
Sorry, where no one has gone, and survive to talk about it before. In quotation, in brackets. Obtain and upgrade new weapon systems, upgrade for your ship, and ventures deep into the procedurally generated universe filled with increasingly grumpy, murdery enemies. Map your unique path through the stars, but remember, the stakes are super high. One wrong move and it's game over. Up to 4-player online, local co-op.
That sounds interesting.
Easy to understand, tough to master. With gameplay that players themselves have shaped through alpha and beta releases. This mean warp is a thrilling yet cruel mistress. Remember, in space, no one can hear you cry like a little baby. What?
I can appreciate that. That's cute.
Okay. It's like Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, but more kooky. Anyway. Next. Since we don't know how much this game is.
Yeah. Next is Truck and Logistics Simulator. So you're not a trucker. You the logistics guy for the trucker? I want to see something crazy like
Wait, why would
Accountant
you drive?
Simulator.
Okay, hold on. Look.
Hear me out.
I get that it's truck and logistics simulator, but like the person who does logistics usually does not drive the trucks. Just saying, as
Well, that's what
someone
I
who
mean.
did logistics as a job at one
Yeah.
point, you do inventory and you manage things coming in and going out.
Well, look, the pandemic happened and there's not enough people to work, so he's got to cover both the jobs.
That's just
Yeah. And there's only one game left this month
wait,
after
what?
that.
It has 24-player online co-op.
Oh, that's actually interesting.
It's got 28 square kilometers of open world. That's
That's a
not
lot of
very
room for
big.
trucking.
It's not very big.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how fast the trucks are. Because I'm assuming they're those slow as shit ones.
Well, I
The big
mean,
lads.
they're like 16 wheelers and stuff, but if it's 28
Yeah.
squared kilometers and they can go like actual thing speed, and if you
Hmm.
go highway speed, it would not take you one long to drive from one side to the other if you could get up to highway speed.
True. I wonder if it's more dense in the map because if it's not as huge.
Who knows? Maybe it's a typo. And it's supposed to be 280.
True. Or instead of kilometers, it stands for like kajillion meters. It's 28 kajillion.
I think there's a zero missing. Anyway,
Probably. Last up this month is Turok Free Shadow of Oblivion Remastered. I'm
Really?
sure you remember Turok. What?
It's not gonna show up on the store. I remember Turok 3 being like the redheaded stepchild of Turok series.
Yeah. But with it being remastered, maybe they were able to tighten some of that up.
Oh no. Uh I have low expectations for this one. Uh oh, there's Bo. I mean, at least it's hopefully it's better, but like honestly, it was still the redheaded stepchild of the franchise, and it only got worse from here. So this might be the last good
Yeah.
one, and then everything else after this was just. This is the last game on the list, really?
That was the last for November.
Oh my god, now we're in December. What's in December?
Luckily there's not too much chaos. On December 1st is one square.
One square.
It's like when you play four square with your friends, but this is one
Laurie
square,
didn't
so
show
you
up.
play it
Is
when
it
you're
just the
alone.
number one, or is it the word one?
The number one and then the word square.
It's also on Windows. One
Mm.
square. One
What
square is a
happens when you're not
jumping
done building
puzzle
your
game
window?
where your goal is to the numbered boxes. Get rid of the numbered boxes by jumping on them. Each jump knocks the number down by one. Okay. When they hit zero, they fade away. Interesting.
As a quick aside, remember the Love Live game that just came out?
Which one?
The Love Live one?
Mm-hmm.
Yohane. Apparently, it's got a perfect 5 star right now. Everyone really likes it.
Well, I
Add more
mean,
Love
let's
Live
be.
to Xbox. It's one of the reviews.
Yeah, I didn't have money to pick it up when it was 10% off, so and I'm gonna wait till it's on sale again.
Yeah, I mean it's not badly priced. I think it's only 30, but I still there's
It's
so
like
much
40 bucks
out right
here.
now. Oh yeah,
That's what I mean. It's like it's 40 bucks here. That's why I'll just buy Little Goody Two Shoes at 25.99, even though it wasn't on
yeah,
sale. So I'm like, that's a reasonable price for a digital game.
yeah.
I'm not trying to say that that's not a reasonable price for a Love
No, of
Live
course.
Metroidvania. Just it's a little much for me when I could get two games for that, and I bought D4 and Little Goody Two Shoes. D4 is probably gonna sit on for a while, and then I'll get back to it later.
Yeah, I'm really gonna get Tear Down too. Excited for that one.
What's next after One Square?
Next up, Kingdoms and Castles.
Kingdoms and Castles. This sounds like a building sim kind of game, just from the title.
I'm
And it
expecting like
is.
Age of Empires.
No, it's a build. It's a castle building sim.
Yeah, like Age of Empires.
No, Age of Empires is not a castle building sim. Is there combat?
Yeah,
Hold on. Is there combat?
Age of Empires is your goal is to evolve enough to get to when you can build castles.
Okay, smart mouth.
Granted, you're also trying
They
to
don't say
murder
there's. They don't
people.
say there's combat here, so I don't know. Anyway, next on the list.
Next up is SteamWorld Build.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, it's one word. I didn't realize SteamWorld was.
SteamWorld is.
Yeah, it's one word.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Build is
Game
second.
Pass. Game Pass game, bro.
Oh, is it? I forgot.
Yeah. And we're back at SteamWorld, but like a management sim game. Uh, look,
I'll give it a
everyone.
chance.
Look, everyone.
Just
I
because the
like
franchise
SteamWorld
is interesting.
Big 1 the
Yeah,
best.
for sure.
2 was better in some regards, but mm, I'm having a hard time looking at this and be like, yeah, this is what I want at a SteamWorld.
Yeah,
Because
there's definitely the direction I would say I wanted, but I see there's also combat and stuff going on, and I don't remember if like you're trying to lead people through mines in a safe way or like I
it
forget
looks like we're
exactly
trying to
what the
build a
goal is.
thing and you just hire people to do stuff.
Yeah, I'm unsure. As your borders expand, new steam folk will find their way to you. Every bot is crotchety in their own way.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I really don't.
Yeah, let's
I,
see.
I want to
Break
be I want
ground
to be
on
honest with everyone. I
Boston.
have played the other two SteamWorld games on Switch, and I absolutely love them. The first game, I think the first game I played on Vita actually.
Oh, they got 5 maps, littered with secrets and lore. They got 4 difficulty levels, including a sandbox one for if you just want to build and fuck around. Defend your mind from creepy varmints. Dig deep, trade resources. I'll give it a shot and see how it is. Hope
I
for the
mean,
best, expect the worst.
yeah, I'll probably sit on it for. I'll probably think about it, but not actually run it because I'm gonna be very
Hmm.
busy in the coming bit.
Oh, for sure. It'll probably be in my backlog. Next up sounds really funny. We got Zomborg, which just makes me think of a zombie burger.
Some Borg.
Yeah, Borg. Zomborger.
Not coming up.
Zomborg.
Yep, not coming up on the store.
Huh.
Some Borg.
Zomborg, the story of an office worker.
What is this game? Oh goodness. It looks like a zombie survival game.
Who would have thought this game would have zombies?
um, yeah, I think I've already given this game enough time at this point. It looks okay at best.
This next one sounds interesting. Born of Bread.
Born of Bread, it has a demo.
Oh, oh.
I don't know what I was expecting with a title like this, but I'm not sure it was this. Wildo.
Yeah. I was expecting like You Are Bread style game. I also love the face he's making
Hey
when he's on
buddy, what's
fire.
up? I'm dead.
You are
Oh
very cute.
my.
Trick off girlfriend.
Um,
Nice. Reminds me of Paper Mario on the next page.
it is kind of Paper Mario-esque, actually.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know
cute art
what?
style. It's a wacky and joyful RPG adventure revisiting turn-based combat tropes. You play as Loaf, a flower golem, discovering the enchanting world of humor along the way with a colorful cast of buddies.
That looks a
Yeah,
lot
that
like
sounds
Paper
cute.
Mario. Yep, this
Yeah,
is Paper Mario inspired, boys.
a Paper
Look,
Mario
all of
game
you
with
who like Paper
yeah,
Mario, you know who you are, and play Bug Fables. This is probably a game you want to look at.
yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna
home-clicked battle
be that
system.
good, but we'll see.
I appreciate that they're doing this. You get an interaction system putting your reflexes to the test. Basically, you can enhance your attacks and defend. Uh, more JRPG turn-based games needed to do that. It's got weaknesses and resistances. Love
I'd like
can't
it
do
if
it
they
alone.
made those
You need
optional so I didn't have to deal with them, since I'm no good with them.
Yeah, for sure. They did that with the Super Mario remake. You don't have to do them, but if you do, you take less damage and do more damage, and you can build up a combo that enhances your abilities. You can also just ignore
Ooh.
it.
What's after Born of Bread, sir?
Born of Bread next is Chessorama. And I know this one will be there because it's on the store, like in the coming soon section.
Is it like chess O?
Chess, like A.
Oh, Chessorama. It sounded like you said
Yeah.
Chessorama with an O.
Oh no. Chess,
I expected chess, but
I
not
can't believe
farm
you'd expect
chess.
that. There's also like soccer chess and like
Is this like the Pong revival? And we're like, is
it's a
this?
collection of original puzzle and strategy games inspired by chess. You'll find Chessorama, Farm Life, Dragon Slayers, Street Soccer, Lady Ronin, Last Stand, Night Supreme, Pawn Mania, and Soccer Chess. Daily and weekly challenges. 8 chess-inspired games. Learn chess movements. Compete against others on the leaderboard. Also has classic chess. Puzzle campaigns featuring 100 plus levels and 100 unique challenges. Chess.
Chess. I almost feel like you should have been like, it's Chessorama. Here comes the original game you will find in Chessorama. Farm Life, Dragon Slayer, Street Soccer, Lady Ronin, Last Stand, Night Supreme, Pawn Mania, and Soccer Chess.
I love that there's street soccer and soccer chess. There's like 2 different soccer chesses.
One was like football.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I memed on Chessorama. It actually looks pretty sick.
Yeah. I think it's a cute idea. It'll give kids an interest in chess with all these unique chesses, and then they might actually enjoy playing chess. Because I love chess. It's a good game. The next two, I don't know if we need to look at. They seem like weird additions. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. It's just Cyberpunk.
Probably plus the expansion, but it's already got a bundle, so
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like,
Mm.
I don't know
That
why.
might be a
And then after
physical
that,
actually. Now that I think about it.
oh, that might be true. After that's Disney Dreamlight Valley, but it's hitting 1.0. Apparently, it was only in uh game preview before.
What? Dreamlight Valley was?
Apparently, I didn't
Has
think
this
it
game been
was.
out since like 2013?
No, this one came out straight to Game Pass, I think, in like last year,
No,
maybe
man, I think it's older
later
than
this
that.
year.
Hold on, when did it come out? Tell me your secrets.
I think it was either last year or this year.
Oh, it's got
I think.
microtransactions.
Yeah,
2022, okay. Oh, it's Game Loft. That explains everything.
yeah.
Moving right along.
We only got a few left now. We got While the Iron's Hot, which is what we're trying to do with these games. Strike.
Wheel the Iron's Hat. Chemco? Nope. Humble. Sorry. I saw the art style and I'm
Boom, boom,
like,
boom, boom.
didn't we look at this one
Yeah,
already? I could have sworn we looked at this one already.
did we?
This looks familiar.
Oh, now that you're looking at that Forge,
Yeah,
it does
this
look a
looks
bit
very
familiar.
familiar. I think we've
But
seen this
why?
before. Haven't we been here before?
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think we
it did feel
have.
weirdly familiar. I got deja vu.
Deja vu!
Do, do, do,
I'm not
do,
gonna hit the
do,
button because I'll get
do,
copyright
do,
claimed. I don't need that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
I had the
oh,
button, I was
beautiful,
about to
can't
hit it, and
wait.
I'm like, nah, it's bad.
Fuck you. Um, Next is Forklift Extreme Deluxe Edition.
Forklift?
Yeah.
Sorry, you didn't say it right. It's Forklift Extreme! Deluxe
Extreme.
Edition! Okay. I don't think I can read the whole
It's
thing.
this.
This unique
They say
forklift
it like the
simulator puts
NBA
you in the
Jam
driver's
guys.
seat of highly detailed physics that mimics the movement and handling of real machines. Master a variety of vehicles with unique handling characteristics. And tackle a wide range of challenges. Explore many warehouse environments. Okay, I gotta be honest with you. This does not look very extreme.
How
Um,
dare you?
as someone
Super extreme.
whose parents used to wait, is this a bowling alley? What is this? What the fuck is this?
Then
Guys,
lift the bowling alley up.
look, I've seen guys do stupid things with forklifts before, but set up a bowling alley and launch a ball off the forks is not one of them.
But bro, he's forklift certified. He probably
Dude,
knows what he's doing.
dude, I gotta be honest with you. The funniest thing I've ever seen happen with a forklift was we were cleaning out the shop, and they had this filing cabinet that's like 50 plus years old, absolutely broken, and they're trying to like compact it to put it in the scrap metal bin. So
Mhm.
it gets jabbed with the fork, flung off the forklift because the guy is so fast, and then he like rams into it and crushes it. Like it was something else, let me tell you. And 15-year-old me is like, yeah. It wasn't me
So funny.
driving. I just want to be perfectly clear. It was not me driving. It was someone else doing the stupid.
Yeah, you might have some injuries sustained if you were the one driving.
No, it was fine.
Really?
Yeah, it flung the one of those old metal filing cabinets. It was seized up and didn't work. So,
Oh, okay.
and then they're trying to put it in the bin. They just stab it with the fork and just put it in. It's so fun. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway,
Yes, we got three left. Next up is Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
oh, that game's
You've
actually
seen the
coming out.
movie. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was vaporware for a
Uh,
bit.
oh wait, if I can spell it.
From the man that brought you Blue Pocahontas comes Blue
From the
Pocahontas
man
the
that brought
game.
you the movie about begging the blue alien with the not Captain Kirk. Um, I've honestly never
Um,
watched all of
the first one was
Avatar.
good enough. It was cliche and had a lot of like,
Look at all that chatter.
yeah,
Did
it
they
had a
like
lot of
put him
goofy
in
moments.
the alien body or like?
So that's the thing. He was able to enter like one that they made or a dead one they had found, but he was, in his real body until the end of the movie, where like he actually swaps his soul with the dead blue one and now he lives in it. The reason he loved it was because he was a cripple in the other world, so like he had to relearn to walk, but as a 9 foot tall blue man. It had some interesting aspects for sure, but it had the dumbest name for a resource, unobtainium. We can't seem to obtain it. It's unobtainable.
Look at all that chatter. Sorry, I'm done. I've seen bits and pieces of the movie, but I never saw the plot bit of the movie because no one cared about that. When you're trying to
It
sell
was actually
TVs, you don't show the
decent.
plot bit.
The first one, at least, was actually decent. Second one, wouldn't recommend it. Goofy.
I banged her. Now she's gonna have my kid.
We're gonna have
I
seven
wish
foot tall blue people that'll grow into 9 foot tall blue people. Yeah,
I'm
I was one
blue
of the.
down. I
Sure, I was a
couldn't help
5 foot
myself.
tall white boy, but now I'm a 9 foot tall blue man.
I got a blue house right up the window. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I've heard the song way too many times. Anyway,
So catchy. Next up is Small Land, Survive the Wilds. Is the land small, or are we small? Or is it completely unrelated?
didn't show up. And now The end is near. So I face. Small land, survive the wild, found it.
But will you survive the wilds?
Merge! It has no screenshots.
Hell yeah.
Has no achievements listed yet. It says it comes out the 7th.
I was gonna say, so we know it exists, but we know basically nothing else.
Welcome to nothing. Your guess is as good as ours. Is that the last one,
My
or is there
guess
one
is,
more?
there's one more.
Okay, hopefully it's on the store.
Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader.
Yes!
I know one of the 40K games got pushed back and delayed. I think it was the big one.
Rogue Trader.
You play as Boba Fett.
No. You get to make your own team in Rogue Trader, sir.
Oh. I was just making a
Why isn't
rogue
it on
joke.
the Why isn't it on the store?
Is it not?
I got Battle Scepter, I got Bolt Gun, I got Mechanicus, I got Space Marine 2 even, Dark Tide. But where is the Rogue Trader? Don't show me this. You can't play this in back compat. Don't show me this. I own it.
Oh, I need to put the comma.
I put it in.
40K. No, I meant me.
I know it's. I seen it. Okay, Rogue Trader.
I don't see it on the sets box.
Inquisitor Battle Set Rogue Trader. I could probably look it up on Steam. I think it's on Steam. Yeah, I'll look it up on Steam.
Okay. As a quick shout out while you're doing that, they added Dune Spice Wars Killer Instinct Anniversary Edition and Roller Drome to Game Pass today. So if anyone feels like playing
Rogue
those.
Trader. Okay, Rogue Trader. So Rogue Trader is a kind of crazy game.
Well, it's in the 40K universe, so I expect nothing less.
You get a choice of what companions you're gonna take. Can I find the Steam page? Show me the Steam page. Why you do this to me? Oh, there it
Where's
is.
the money?
Steam page. Steam is our friend, guys. I don't care. Okay, so Rogue Trader is a roguelike, believe it or not.
No.
No. As far as I remember. Where's the... Yeah. Made with close partnership with Game Workshop, Rogue Trader is a story-rich classic RPG from Owlcast Game developed on the acclaimed game Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous? No, Rogue Trader is actually a thing. So you get to like make a squad, and then you get to go through whatever. Here we go. Read more. Gather crew. It's turn-based tactics action, but it's like an RPG attached to a tactics game. Holy shit! It's 100 gigs. Holy crap! Can we stop,
Game
please?
devs need to stop.
Please stop. Why?
It's time to stop.
You get to have like a sick ship and go across the galaxy, make your party
That's why
members
it's
try and
100
get.
gigs.
Well,
They gotta fit the galaxy
well,
in.
you're a traitor. Traitor, as in like you trade things.
And not as in someone who would betray a stormtrooper and then he spins around a little electric stick and goes, traitor.
Traitor.
Not like that.
Yeah, but you get all sorts of cool options for companions.
It's the Baldur's Gate of Warhammer.
Not really. It's turn-based. You
It's
get
the
to
Final
pick like
Fantasy of Warhammer.
you get to pick all sorts of.
Am I a game journalist yet? Am I comparing a popular franchise to every video game yet?
I think it's also ship. Yeah, it's also ship combat.
Oh,
Yup, you get ship combat, ground combat. You get it all. You get to build
hmm.
like trading stuff, colonize places. Oh, it looks pretty sick actually. Um, honestly, is not my favorite 40k thing, but Rogue Trader's a sick game.
Nice.
So if you like tacticy type games and simulation type games where you have to build a crew and go mess up the other guys, or save your way through the world and have unlikely alliances, this is your game. Because you can have like all sorts of crazy, this is like righteous heroes, twisted psychers, zealots, and they showed off one of the space wolves there. They're space marines, but they're like lone wolves. Sick.
Hell yeah.
Uh, honestly, Rogue Trader's a sick game, and if you were into this kind of thing, I would do it. Like I said, it's not my favorite type of 40k game, but someone out there's gonna like. It's like, wait, you get to.
Frothing at the mouth.
Oh man, 100%. If you love games where you get to just go around and just do basically whatever, but in like a crazy 40k universe. Like it's the developers describe it like this: this game contains screens and text that people may find disturbing. Yeah, of course they do.
Hmm.
No reviews yet 'cause it's not out, but it is quite the interesting franchise. Interesting like game. I have to be honest, of all the games that has like the most spin-off games, Warhammer does really good with getting like mostly good games
Yeah.
that are licensed. Like I can't think of very many that are bad.
Yeah, and the ones that are bad are usually not terrible. They're just like weirdly janky.
Mechanicus was eh, but
People weren't huge on the, what was it, the hired gun?
no, Hired Gun's
But
really good. I don't care what anyone says. Hired Gun is absolutely fantastic. It's like Doom Eternal. If
am
you
I
like
thinking
Doom
of the right
Eternal,
gun?
Hired
I know
Gun's
there
the
was
one we had
one
the
that,
dog, and like there's weird stuff about it, but it's a good game.
yeah, I forget which one it was that people really disliked. That I thought that was it, but I could be
Inquisition
wrong on
or
that too.
Mechanicus? There was one that's oh, is it Necromunda?
Maybe? I don't know.
Necromunda is like Mechanicus is turn based, I believe. It's like a tactics game. The thing is, there's so many different genres of Warhammer games, like video
Yeah.
games, that it's hard to say. So,
Have you
and
seen what the Halo Infinite, by the way, game card looks like?
what? What did you?
You could check it out. I just was in my games and I scrolled past it because they changed the seasons. It actually looks really cool. Apologies. Just as we were talking and I scrolled by it, I was like, that is a dope idea.
Is that the one with
Uh,
the rocket launcher dude and the other dude and the?
no, that's what happens when I looked at the game card thing. But for the game, you know how it's got like a little preview picture.
Hold on, I don't know if I still have it installed or not. I haven't played Halo Infinite. I haven't
Luckily,
installed it.
even if you go to like the Game Pass part of the full library, it should show it. Let me double check.
Oh,
Yeah.
the with the crazy
It's like half Master Chief, half Flood. Like,
Oh, the one's taking over. Yeah. I've seen that one. That's
yeah,
pretty sick.
I just thought that was awesome. I
That
didn't mean to
was
get off
the
track, but
infection was the it was for the infection season, whenever that was. I don't remember.
yeah,
It smells like dinner is here, and that was our last game to talk about. Was Rogue
yeah.
Trader. I don't think we found a hidden gem. So I actually thought
The
of a
bread one
really
might be.
fun category. I want you to
Go on.
remember all the really cool games we saw over the years, and between the two of us, we're going to come up with 4 or 5 of them, and they're going to become their own category. It came
Do
from
you
the
have any ideas for the
podcast.
name?
That's the name of the category. It came from the podcast. We don't
That's
necessarily
cute.
have to have played it, just something that we were like,
But
we
just like
saw
the
and we
hidden
thought it
gems
was
we
cool.
found.
Yeah.
Do you know what we need a category for?
What?
Those pinball games.
I am not doing one for the pinball games.
Top 50 pinball game.
Oh my god.
Number
Who's
50.
who's won
I
every flipping game? And those guys a
I
trophy.
scrolled by when I was looking for the Pinball M earlier, and I was like, "There's a mummy one. There's pirates. That's a zombie. There's a space one.
Yeah.
It's all the same, like one room with a different single pinball machine in there. Oh, I love them. It kills me every time we see a new one.
Yeah, so next week I'm gonna hopefully we'll have all the categories nailed down and we'll go through them quick. And I will start setting
Yeah.
up the Google form for people to be able to vote.
And although I don't have a huge following, I'll be happy to share it around and get people,
Yeah, we also
hyped
need to
up and
talk about
interested too.
what questions we're going to ask our lovely guests who have graciously offered their time for our
Yeah,
tiny event. So I hope uh, people will enjoy what we have coming up. But I want to go eat fried
definitely.
chicken.
I wish I had fried chicken.
Anything to say before we head
Yeah,
off?
share your fried chicken with me. No, yeah, the only thing I'm gonna say is when's the next show? It's right before the Game Awards, right?
I believe so.
So maybe next time we'll talk about predictions of what we hope we'll see. Maybe just
Are we
give
before or are
some
we after?
ideas of.
I don't really care what happens at the Game Awards, to be honest. I'm not actually gonna watch
Oh
them.
no, not the awards itself. I mean like the announcements of stuff.
For the
Because you know how
announcements,
they always show stuff.
I literally just watch Twitter as it's on and then
That's
just
true.
go from
Wario
there.
posts everything.
Yes, I mean, I'll just watch whatever gets announced and then watch those trailers and be like, yes, no.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's something
Hopefully
360
though.
related. Let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully we find out before then, but if they announce something at the show, that'll be cool too. Who knows what we'll see? All I know is even Jeff said something about Xbox having announcements there, which surprised me because I was like, why do you care? Don't lie to me.
And the Keeley playing both sides to further his
Yeah.
own goal of being the face of gaming. That's what he
Yeah.
wants, clearly. But it's
I still
okay.
can't believe he shat on E3 like that. He was like, "Oh man, it sucks you guys are going down, but at least it makes my show go up, so that way we can save gaming together." It was like, "Why are you here?"
Why are you
Such a
here?
mean thing to say.
Oh man, I don't know. But that's fine.
Yeah,
Anyway, everyone, you have a good week. We'll see you next time. Unless my internet dies
yeah,
again, and then I'll be very pissed. Again.
yeah. Happy early December, and hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving and/or holidays.
Yeah, there's no holidays here, so I forgot about Thanksgiving. Thank you for remembering.
No problem. You don't have Black Friday there?
We have Black Friday here, but it's a joke.
Yeah. I was gonna say like because it's an excuse for commercialism. It
The
wouldn't
sales
surprise me
weren't
if
that good.
areas
I
still use
picked
it.
up a few things. VG Plus had some good sales. They were
That's good.
worldwide though, so they had to compete with the states. So that's how I got advantage.
Hey, it works.
But until next time, matane.
Bye.